Hello. Hello. Welcome. I just realized I moved the webcam to the other side last time. I'll put it back here. Hello. How's it going, bros? How you guys doing? How is your Thursday? I have a little baby who really wants the food that I just made. I made myself some eggs because I'm fucking starving, but food does not sound great, so I made myself eggs because that's easy. Yum. You just watched the video of me talking about pantyhose and nylons, girl. I don't think I have a video of that. That might have been somebody else. Because I don't think I have a video about that at all. Unless it's like maybe a TikTok? I don't know. I don't think. Oh! The fetishes video. Okay. I was like, what would I have been talking about that for? Anyway. So. We are gonna be creative today. Alright? That's the plan. That is the plan for today. I'm going to work on some merch. Maybe some other stuff as well. That's the plan. You like my intro music? Thank you. Are you just waiting for your food right now, Munchie? It'll happen soon, kitten. You'll get fed soon. Anyway. So. I got you. Merch. Right there. It's indigowhitemerch.com. The kitten is a year old, a little bit over a year old. Evil. Because he's not getting eggs. So he's angry. See, angry. So yeah. Ooh, we made a sushi bake. Nice. Did I forget to post the before and after photos? Shoot. I'll have to do that then. Hey, I mean, that works too. Sometimes that's the vibe, you know? It went good. I was really tired, but it was successful, despite the fact I was very, very sleepy. I also hate wearing my glasses. That's why these are not real glasses. I have contacts on. But I still wanted the vibe of the fact that I was wearing glasses because I didn't really want to put on makeup at all today. So we get glasses, but we get fake glasses because otherwise it would glare too much. And if I wore my real glasses, my eyes would be all magnified. It would be a whole thing. Anyway. I did? Okay, I did post them. Whew. Cool. I might have not put them in the stream category. I don't know. I think I did. Here, let me see. Okay, yeah, the before and after is on Twitter. Yeah, I do mostly digital art. I do some art in person. Oh, hey, Amaranth is actually posting actual porn that she actually had to put effort into. I'm so proud of her. She's graduated from bathroom selfies. Maybe she'll stop scamming people. I didn't post them on Fansly. They are not on Fansly. But they are on Twitter. I don't know if she's posting clam, but she has a video where she's like doing a boob job on an actual dick, so hey, I'll credit where it's due. That's actual porn worth paying for, so. Yeah, she's not gonna stop. When will I have collaborations in my videos? You must be new. Okay. So. It doesn't look like it's AI. But I also would not put that past her. Ugh. God, no. Easiest way to ruin my brand. So I think we'll start with working on merch. I've been working on doing some Sanrio merch. I just added a bunch of big challenges merch to the website. So there's a big challenges section. It's in the best friends collection. Because I can't just call it like Sanrio collection, obviously, because copyright. I'm trying to edge the copyright as much as possible. Because it doesn't seem like Sanrio tends to go after people that much for doing merch, like fan merch, but like I'm not really trying to test it, so I have it called the Best Friends collection, and I have big challenges there. Yes, I do have merch. I have a lot of merch. I need a better place to like actually post my art. Like I have an art account. I haven't updated it in years though. I don't really like, I guess I just kind of post it every once in a while to Twitter. But yeah, I don't really have a place that I post my art. Anyway, the other characters I've already drawn up sketches for is Usahana, Top Hat, and then Wish Me Mel. So we can do them. So we can get started on those as well. And Munchie. I did also start on a Munchie. I just kind of like draw merch assets in my free time all the time. So I have a shit ton of like half started merch. The issue is Munchie wouldn't stop moving when I was trying to draw it, so I couldn't figure out how his coloring was exactly. Because he just would not stop looking. He wouldn't look at me. But now it's a little easier. Right, Nugget? Anyway, I put him on hats. Yep. Yes. Yeah, DeviantArt has a lot of AI porn on it. Yeah. I think that if you want to use, I think the issue, there's two layers of issues to the AI thing. Because on one hand, like in concept, not in practice how it currently is, but in concept, I can see how it can be used as a good reference or like brainstorming tool, or like trying to like test out different things. However, like that can never be the final product. It would just be like a reference to whatever the final product was, like, because AI fucks up so many like basic anatomy and physics and other like logical things. It just like that will never ever be an okay final product. But I could see how an actual artist could take that, use the color grading and the maybe like layout of the general photo or just the concept. I could see how an artist could like take that and turn that into an actual piece of art. However, it just, you can't do that right now just because of the way that it works. It's all stolen data it's using to like create any of the stuff. So like you can't do it without inherently using stolen stuff. Like if it was not built on stolen images, then that would be one thing and I could see how it could be a useful tool. But like how it exists right now, that's just not the case. Even for like, I won't go on too big of a tangent about Inzoi. I won't go on too big of a tangent. Hold on, let me take a bite so I refrain from going on a tangent too much. Hit 10. Anyway, like Inzoi claimed that for their like AI patterns they have built into the game, they were claiming it's built off of their own data set. The issue is that they're using like OpenAI or whatever. The program they're using is already built on stolen assets, so it doesn't matter if they're only using their data set. All you're doing is adding your data set to their already existing stolen data set. So that's not really what's going on. Like, that's super misleading. So yeah, what's the egg recipe? 2 eggs, dump some whole milk in there so it's like creamy and delicious. Mix that bitch up real well. And then just a bunch of salt, some black pepper, and then also white pepper. You gotta use both, okay? Cracked black pepper, and then really finely grated white pepper, like white pepper powder. And then I just fry that bitch with some Kerrygold butter specifically, because I don't buy any other type of butter. Anyway, fry that in just like a pan. Well, I melt the butter first, let the pan heat up with the melted butter. When the butter starts to like bubble slightly, then I dump all the eggs in, let it sit for a sec so there's like a skin on the bottom, and then you just like kind of gently like fold it in on itself. You don't really want it to like get overcooked or too scrambled. You kind of just want to fold it and just like let it cook and then fold it. And then before it's like, when it's like halfway cooked, then you're gonna like bunch it into a little like pile in the center, and then cheese, dump the cheese on at that point, cheddar cheese, handful, shred it, then put a top on, just like fully cover with a lid, let it steam the rest of the way to fully cook the rest of it and melt the cheese at the same time. So then the melting cheese like gets into the cooking egg and it's very delicious. That's the recipe. That's it. So, really easy. But real artists using stolen data, aka references to learn. No. A reference is not the same thing as stealing data. The fact that you don't understand the difference there says that you don't understand this whole conversation. The way that it works, the way that AI works is, let's say you have a photo of a car and you have a photo of an orange and you have a photo of the sky. If you tell an AI model to mix those images together, it's going to take the photo of the sky, put the car on top of it, and then blend the orange in. Maybe. Or just like also put the orange somewhere. Add oranges to the photo. It's going to be very like one-to-one. It's literally just like, and it's not going to be creating a new orange. It's literally going to use the photo that you gave it and copy paste it all over the fucking place. An actual artist will take those 3 images, and how you use it as a reference is they will maybe take the color grading from the sky to draw a new sky. They will take maybe the shape of the car. They will reference some of the lines of the car, or like the different colors of the car. They will reference those things, not copy it directly. They will like use that as inspiration and then create their own version of it. They will genuinely blend those 3 concepts together in a seamless way, in like a logical seamless way, versus the way that an AI does it, where it's very just like blunt and sloppy. It's the difference between painting something and like trying to do a photo collage in Photoshop. Like, it's just, you cannot compare that, like, at all. It's not the same. So there are references that are created specifically to be a reference. So there will be like poses. There's like a million different pose reference photos, or like bases, for example. None of this is stealing. All of that is referencing, because it's not literally a one-to-one. You're using that as inspiration. You're not copying it directly. If you're copying it directly, then you're leading into like tracing, which is a separate conversation. And tracing is good and bad. It just depends on the circumstance and how honest you're being about it, and whether you're using that as a tool for learning or as a final product. Tracing, as well as AI, which, again, ignoring the stolen aspect of it, but all of that is literally just as used as a learning tool. Like, that's a learning tool. Like, unless you're tracing your own work, which is, again, a separate thing, or you're rotoscoping, which is, again, a separate thing, which is like standard industry practice. Tracing your own work and rotoscoping are standard industry practice. Even tracing other people's work that are like working on the same project as you, standard. But that's not what we're talking about. It's, the main issue here is that references or other things that are created for that purpose to be used as a reference, they are created with the intent that someone is going to take it and use portions of it for their own work. That's like the whole point of it. So no one is going to be, unless you're just taking that reference and just making a copy of it directly and being like, here's also a reference that I did completely on my own and no one else had any impact on it. No, like, no. That's more like what AI is doing, is they're just like copying it and then being like, but I changed like one thing and made the fingers look fucked up, so I did it. Like, that's not what it is. Like, to the point that people can find their own like signatures in AI generated photos because it is literally not changing fucking anything. So yeah, it's just not the same. It's just not the same. It's like taking a photo of someone else's painting and then claiming that you painted it. That's not how that works. If you want to look at that painting and then try your best to paint a copy of it, that would be referencing. That would be actual skill involved in this. Like, and again, you can't claim that you created it. You would have to be like, hey, I used this as the reference, and here's what I created with that reference. Like, it's just, yeah. So if AI wasn't being used, it wasn't using stolen data sets, like it was being used and function in a way that references are, where it's like, it's its own original work that it is giving you as a reference, and two, it's not a final product, then there would be not a problem with it and it would be a great tool. But as it exists now, it is using stolen stuff that it does not have fucking permission to be using as any type of reference or final product or anything. And then two, it's trying to give you a fucking final product, and a lot of people are just like taking it as a final product, and that's just, it looks like shit. Like, it just looks like shit. And you can tell, like, anyone who's an actual artist can tell that there's something off about it. So, yeah. AI can't draw furry porn because AI doesn't really like doing porn in general. That's the other thing. There's very few AI that's actually good at doing porn or anything not safe for work. Most of them outright ban that. Which is not a bad thing, mind you. It's probably a good thing. Let's keep it that way. Like, it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of what I can compare it to. It's like if you generate a world in Minecraft and then you take you find like, you just happen to spawn in like a really cool spot or whatever, and you take a photo of it and you're like, I fully created this terrain. I made it myself. Like, no, you generated it. You just had the computer generate it for you, versus someone who actually landscaped a beautiful scenery in Minecraft. The amount of work and effort there, the difference. Generating something versus spending hours upon days, upon weeks, upon months, upon years, however fucking long it takes to build it from scratch. Like, that's I feel like that's the best comparison. Like, you wouldn't claim that if you just, like, spawned into a fucking brand new world in Minecraft that you made that world. Other than pushing a button. Like, that wouldn't make sense. Like, it's AI art, AI generated art, like, if, again, caveat of if it wasn't stolen, would be so good for concept work. Like, that would be super useful for concept work. Because concept work takes so much time, and most people, unless they're like the type of person that really enjoys doing concept work, most people are just trying to like get ideas out there and visualize it so that they can move on to the next step. So using that for concept work would be super useful. But again, it's fucking using stolen images. So like, it's not good for that either. But yeah. It's fucking annoying. I do draw. It's what we're doing here today, actually. Once I finish eating my eggs, which I'm almost done. Oh, what the fuck? That's so creepy. Ugh. To be fair though, I know, I'm sorry. I'm trying to turn on ads on YouTube. I'm seeing if it works. That is not what I'm known for. I make porn. I just draw for fun. I did go to art school though. Yeah. I'm a boy. Yeah. Wait, it's still... It shouldn't do it if you are subscribed, I feel like. And I set it for like the longest duration in between them as possible. That's so weird. Okay, well, if you can skip it. No, right? I always forget there's ads on YouTube, and then anytime I like get an ad on YouTube, I'm like, why am I logged out? What the fuck? Okay, let me get Let me get my iPad up on screen here, bitch. And then also we'll find something to listen to while we're drawing. Okay. There it is. Take off the glasses? No. Oh, dude, no. Fuck ads on YouTube on any PS system, any of them. It's the worst. It is the worst thing ever. It's so fucking annoying. Also, is my chat on? Is my chat working? Wait, do I have chat? Did I forget to add chat? Oh, I just have it turned off. Okay, I'm a dumbass. Ignore me. Chat's back. Wait. Did it go away? Hold on. Chat. Chat, no. Chat, where you at, bro? Wait, actually, why is chat not showing up? It was there 2 sec. Okay, there it goes. Okay, now it's fixed. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Jane! Thank you, Peterman. I don't remember if I said thank you or not. Anyway, thank you. No! No. Oh yeah, so here's the Munchie sketch. I just did this before stream. As you can tell, he was moving, so I could not figure out the coloring right. That's why it's all off. Because I was trying to figure it out, and he was just being a munch. So here's the big challenges merch. Okay. I've gotten started. This is my Usahana sketch. We have to like do the line work properly. Although I kind of do like how the sketch turned out. Just, you know, it's a vibe. And then we've got top hat. And then, which that sketch turned out not as good, so. And then we have Wish Me Mel, who is very adorable. All of the other random merch stuff I've drawn in my free time. A million different things I just keep thinking of. But yeah. Oh. Oh, part of me is thinking like, should we? I know, right? I do want to finish this one and actually like get that one colored. Although part of me is like, do I leave it one color so I can have it be an embroidery? Because I could just have it be like white. Oh yeah, there's this one I have like a bunch of different text. Girl. You know what? I feel like we should finish some of the merch I've started. Should we? Oh, we should. Oh god, we should really finish. We should finish some of the merch I've already drawn, shouldn't we? I always start stuff and then just don't. Another one? Wait, there should not be. Hold on. It shouldn't be that. It literally should be 30 minutes in between each individual person getting an ad. Like I have it set so it times for each person. So you guys shouldn't be getting spammed. It shouldn't happen. I tried. Listen. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Here, I'm gonna pull up another window for fourth wall so we can actually work on creating merch. I just have to be good about making sure there's nothing on here that's gonna dox me. I don't think there should be anything on this, on the fucking t-shirt maker. Let me try. Okay, let's see if this works. It's gonna be like, actually wait, hold on, it's gonna be cropped weird. Never mind, not that. I need to create a new one. Okay. It's gonna be, okay, yep, and it's gonna, I need to crop that. Hold up. Okay, let's just make that go out of the way so we can actually see what we're working on here. Get this. Get the UI out of the fucking way. Here, let me just like click on one of these so we can, I just want to pull this up so we can like actually see what we got here. Okay, this is the window I need to actually have in frame. Okay, actually wait, the left isn't the problem so much. Okay. All right. That should be good, and I can put it here. Ah! There we go. Oh my god. There it is. There. Good job, Kitan. Okay, now let me really quickly spend a second exporting everything. So I'm gonna swap back over to coming back over here really fast so I can quickly upload all of the image files to Dropbox so that I can download them onto this computer so that we can put them onto fourth wall, so then we can make them into merch. Let's go. Hell yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm definitely getting a cut. Okay, the reason why I caved and put ads on is because every single time I fucking log on, also you got the little bunny, every time I fucking log on to start a stream on YouTube, it gives me like 10 different notifications of like, turn on ads, turn on ads. Did you know that if you turn on ads, you get 50% more, people who turn on ads get 500% more, like, oh my god, fuck you, fine, stop giving me the pop-ups. So annoying. I literally just did it so that it would stop giving me pop-ups. Anyway, while I upload stuff, how about we find how about we listen to something here really quick? throw on some Am I the Asshole for us here so that we can have our brains tickled while we work. Have your back tickled? Yeah, that's fair. Okay, here we go. Oop. Go like the video. All right. Oh my god, dude. Keemstar running over that dog is ancient lore. The amount of people who probably don't know about that. Also, the amount of people who just I feel so old when I think of YouTube drama, like early days YouTube drama. And like, I'm just like, damn, do people nowadays, do they even like, have they even like watched PewDiePie? Like, did they even know that PewDiePie used to do that voice, like, at the beginning of the videos? Do they only know him for... Oh my god, you're right, people don't know who Fred is. And they don't know that he just, like, has a channel currently and is very funny and gay. Like, that's crazy. I mean, there's people who don't know who Wings of Ree is. There's people who don't know any of the Boogie lore. There's people who don't know about fucking Leafy. There's people who don't know who Rice Gum is. There's people who don't know, like, the early days of iDubbbz and H3. They don't know that they stole every funny joke they've ever had from fucking Sam Hyde. They don't even know who Sam Hyde is. Do they know who Justin Wang is? Were they... We're losing the ancient texts. It's crazy. Oh my god, yeah. People don't know who Pink Guy is. People don't know who Filthy Frank is. They don't know that Joji is Filthy Frank. They don't... Like, they don't even know... They've probably never even watched the Content Cop on Keemstar and how crazy that was when that fucking got released. One of the last good Content Cops. Oh my god, don't even... Not Mama Max. Listen. People don't even know about, like, why people get called Andes. And that it comes from fucking Ice Poseidon. That's crazy. Right? Oh god, I remember one of the first YouTube streams I ever did back in like what, 2014, 2015. Fucking Mexican Andy came into my stream. Chaos. Only chaos. Only chaos. Yes, Monty. This is my last week of work that I have a schedule for, so I'm very happy about it. But yeah, isn't that crazy? That's crazy. We're losing the ancient texts. People don't know why they call gold butter in Minecraft. People don't know. I could literally just keep going. But people don't know that, like, Corpse Husband used to be a Reddit YouTuber and just read creepypastas. I miss when Corpse Husband just read creepypastas. Yeah, you call gold butter in Minecraft because of Sky Does Minecraft. Right? Yes, Lemon. The voice guy who was very vocal about the fact that his voice came from a health condition and people were expecting him to be a chiseled Greek god for some reason. When he was like, yeah, this comes because of a health condition. I'm sick. I have GERD. This is the reason my voice is deep. I have a health condition. And then people are like, oh my god. And you look like you have a health condition? That's crazy. Like, and mind you, he doesn't. He just looks like a normal fucking guy. Unhinged. Oh, Dream looks exactly how I was expecting, honestly. Oh my god, yes, Jean. I cannot wait. Ugh. Dude, the amount of my friends' DMs that Dream has been in, on a side note, Dream is in every OF bitch's DMs, mind you. Whore. Whore. Not getting the allegations vibe that, like, people were trying to cancel him for. Considering the mutuals of mine he goes after, I have a feeling he's into, not that. He's not giving nonce energy with the people he goes after. I'll just say that. He just seems like a coomer. Like, buddy. I only speak English. Lana's one of them. Others as well. But, like, Lana talks to everybody, so that's, like, the least surprising thing. Also, Lana's in California. And everyone's in fucking California. Literally everyone's in California. No one's ever in Washington. Except people that are, and then everyone, like, doesn't talk about it, so then I find out people also live here. Like, the amount of mutuals I've seen that live here, and I'm like, since when? Like, bro. Wait, Dream has jaundice? 'Cause that's funny. me that DSP is in Washington. I don't want to be reminded that DSP is in Washington. Onision is also in Washington. Okay, I'm talking about interesting people that I want to talk to, not criminals. All right. DSP will outlive everyone. Oh my god, I just remembered Sargon of Akkad is a person who exists. That'll keep me fed for a while. God damn it. Oh yeah, no, everyone just like bullies Sargon, so he just fell the fuck off. Oh my god, wait, what was his name? No. Fuck, what was his name? Oh my god, wait, hold on, I can remember. He was like the most annoying, like, right-wing YouTuber. Oh my god, what was his name? Oh god, this is gonna drive me crazy. Oh god, everyone would make fun of him too. Fuck, what's his name? Oh my god. No, but he's like a right-wing YouTuber that other right-wing YouTubers would make fun of because he was that annoying. Fuck. No, he wasn't British. He's American for sure. Oh god, what was his fucking name? I would like hate watch him all the time because it was just so funny. Oh my god, shit. It's not the right opinion, and also he's not really actually right-wing. But it's a name like that. What the fuck is it? It's not Tonka. He had probably like 100k followers or something. He was not a big YouTuber, but he would always have just the worst fucking takes. Just like the most stereotypical, like, the wokes. Like that type of take. Oh my god. And he like did a face reveal and he looks like... He looks like, oh my god, I forget the actor's name who's in Ricky Bobby, the friend. Will Ferrell's friend in that movie. His friend, he looks like that guy. It's not Paul Joseph Watson. He's way too big. I'm talking someone small. I'm talking like a YouTuber, not an actual political commentary. Not actual political commentary person. Not a person on Twitter. Literally just a YouTuber. Oh my god. Fuck. What's his name? Fuck. It's so funny. Like, he'd be like, just stupider than Matt Walsh. Like if you think of like a stereotypical like Southern, like unhealthy, drinks beer all day type of like brain, like single brain cell, like typical Republican voter, that's what this guy was. What the fuck was his fucking name? Oh my god, this is gonna drive me fucking crazy. Okay, I'm gonna play this video and then I'll remember it. I'm gonna remember it. How's the volume?
Mark, and today we're checking out
How's the volume? Turn it down. Okay. Oh my god, this is gonna drive me actually crazy. No, I need to find out. I need to find out.
Much love, guys. Now today's first story comes from kids and babies. Am I the arsehole for fun?
Not Ralph the Moving. Oh god, damn it.
I'm still kind of stewing over it. So I need to know if I overreacted or if it was justified. I-29 female.
No, it's not Alex Jones. No, Alex Jones makes this guy. No, this guy makes Alex Jones look like a genius. No bullshit. It's no bullshit. No bullshit. No bullshit. That's the fucking person. No bullshit. Ha! Ha! I remembered it! It's fucking no bullshit. That's who it was. That was the fun. That shit was hilarious. Hilarious. I wonder what happened to that guy.
Even though we broke up, there's been multiple moments where it's obvious Jake isn't fully moved on. For one, he still finds excuses.
I got there. You know what? He might have died. He's not really like a right-wing YouTuber. He's like an anti-SJW YouTuber who's clearly right-wing, but the focus wasn't right-wing stuff. It was more anti-SJW stuff when that was popular. He was that type of a YouTuber. But like, it was really clear that he, as soon as Trump became a person, was gonna just dick ride the fuck out of him. Not even closet, just like that wasn't the focus of the content. Damn, that's old. Soul, don't bark at the dogs barking outside. You don't need to bark at them.
Well, not everyone can handle being in a healthy relationship. That was it for me. I turned to her and said, "You're right, it takes a special kind of person to date a guy still hung up on his ex." It went dead silent. Yeah, the
SJW thing was cringe, because like as right as they were about a lot of it, like, oh my god, stop. Shh. It's giving like leftists purity testing each other about not being like woke enough, even though they're trying. It's giving that energy, so I can see why they got the criticism that they did, because it was earned, because it was cringe and annoying. Like, you can't talk down to people and expect them to agree with you. They're just gonna further do what they were doing. So dumb. Thank you very much. But yeah.
Anyone can take before they're gonna snap back, and honestly, the comeback was spot on. It was precise, and one from all that you said so far is true. If she's
okay, sorry. I was trying to listen. I was trying to think of who the fuck this was for so long. I was not listening, so I'm restarting the video. So sorry. Now that I got that out of my brain, I can do what I was going to do before.
Puppy, kids and babies who says, "Am I the arsehole for finally snapping at my ex's girlfriend after constant passive-aggressive comments?" I read it. This happened earlier today, and I'm still kind of stewing over it. So I need to know if I overreacted or if it was justified. I-29 female was invited to a friend's barbecue. My ex Jake, 30 male, and I broke up about 2 years ago. It was mutual. We both agreed that we weren't right for each other long term. And since we share a close friend group, we stayed civil and occasionally see each other at gatherings. It's usually fun.
Okay.
Jake's been dating Sophie, 26 female, for about 6 months. I didn't know her well, but every time we've been around each other, she seems to go out of her way to make little passive-aggressive jabs at me. Stuff like, "Wow, you're still single. That's brave." Or, "Must be nice to have so much free time without kids." I've always let it slide to avoid drama. A bit more info. Even though we broke up, there have been multiple moments where it's obvious Jake isn't fully moved on. For one, he still finds excuses to text me random stuff, like sending memes or asking about old inside jokes we had.
Okay.
They'll accidentally bring up memories from
Now I'm gonna
in a group or mention songs
export
that
these.
meant something to us. On top of that, a few mutual friends have let it slip. He's told them he still has feelings, or at least isn't fully over our relationship. Nothing inappropriate while he's with Sophie,
Absolutely.
as far as I know, but it's clear there are lingering feelings there, and I think Sophie might sense it too, which is probably part of the reason she's so weirdly hostile towards me. Back to the story.
Why are you involving
Sophie
yourself in this
met me.
drama?
Every time I was within earshot, she dropped little digs like, some people just can't move on, huh? Or, guess it takes some people longer to grow up. I ignored it for hours. But then, towards the end of the night, she made another comment. Well, not everyone can handle being in a healthy relationship. That was it for me.
Dude,
I turned to her and said, "You're right, it takes a special
I feel like everyone here is being immature.
Up on his ex." It went dead silent.
Why would you say that?
Stunned. Jake looked beyond uncomfortable, and a couple of our friends awkwardly tried to change the subject.
Why would you say that?
I left
Ah!
after because I didn't want things to get worse. She was making digs at me all night, and I finally stood up for myself.
Girl,
Part of me feels like
do you want him? Because that's giving that you're jealous and want him back still, and you're trying to, like,
Jake said,
why are you, just leave. Just leave. Oh my god.
to Reddit.
Turn it up? Okay.
The asshole for finally snapping at my ex's girlfriend after constant acts of
Oh my god, sorry.
You can only take the high
I just
road
realized
so
that
many
the
times, and
audio source is not in.
she's been taking shots at you with passive-aggressive
comments.
Okay, now you have it.
There's only
So
a
sorry.
certain amount anyone can
Sorry,
take
I hid
before
the
they're gonna
audio
snap
from you
back,
guys.
and
I didn't realize
honestly,
we didn't have
the
it on
comeback
this.
was spot on. It was precise, and one from all that you said
I'm so
far
sorry.
is true. If she's insecure
Now,
about,
this is why I was
Jake's
asking how the
feelings
audio
in
was.
this
I'm
situation,
sorry.
then she needs to be addressing it with him, not taking it out on you, because what's that gonna solve in the end? Beautiful term says to this one, not the arsehole. She fucked around and
Yeah, that
found
can be
out.
the tech issue.
Also, she is so happy in a new relationship. She wouldn't work so hard to bring another woman down. Empty Nest says, was it the best way to handle the situation? Probably not. Could Sophie have been more civil? Absolutely. There are a few things at play here. Literally, everyone has sat there in silence while this brat makes constant digs at you. Silence is not neutrality. Silence is a free pass. Silence means they agree. So for 6 months
I'm
or so,
sorry, I got
all your friends allowed
distracted.
this BS to continue. At any given time, your ex, any person in the group, literally anyone could have told her to drop the shit. It isn't cool. Until she came along, there was peace, and she is single-handedly ruining it. Nobody said a word. Nobody tried to end the drama. This chick comes along and just stirs the pot while everyone watched. I bet my buttons that if Sophie had been saying stuff to or about another member of the group, that person would have been upset. There is keeping the peace, and there is this. Letting her run her mouth isn't keeping the peace. It's allowing a pick-me girl to run unchecked because nobody in that group is going to
She's not a pick-me,
A real
she has
friend stands
been
up for you.
picked.
both to your face and behind your back.
Like, that doesn't...
None of these people are standing up for you. Not even when you were right there. My best friend's ex-husband got with
Yeah,
his affair
I'm
partner
gonna let y'all
publicly
in on a
after the
secret, because
split.
they
I was
don't
working
give a
short-term
shit.
gig as a bartender.
They
The new
don't
woman
care
would come
about
in
you.
with my best friend's ex and run her mouth about my bestie. Every single time she did, I gave her a single warning. Stop it, or I will refuse to serve you. Sometimes
Like,
she
you're the
stopped,
one hanging
sometimes
out
she
with
got
your
cut off.
ex-boyfriend
A
and
few times
his
she
friend
even
group
got
and his new
86.
girlfriend and expecting them
Because
to
a
all be,
friend
like,
is
super
there for
fucking
you,
nice to you.
even if you're not around. Because a true friend doesn't let anyone put
Girl,
down, belittle,
move
bully,
on.
or even
Like,
make constant
you're the
passive-aggressive
odd one
remarks.
out here. I feel
Honestly,
like just
I have to say everyone
move the
sucks
fuck
here,
on at that
except
point.
OP. A person can only take so much before they snap. Your friend group sounds like a bunch of passive jellyfish. Nobody
I
is
fear
going
it's
to be
not
like that
your
to
friend
anyone
group.
I care about in my presence. I think that comment pretty much said it all, right? But OP did come in with an update and said, hey again Reddit, just wanted to post a quick update since a lot happened. Well,
Like...
I'm still kind of processing it, but it feels worth sharing. So after I left the barbecue and posted, I got a flurry of texts from mutual friends asking along the lines of, damn, that was awkward but also overdue. Apparently everyone noticed Sophie's digs throughout the day, and more than one person told me they were surprised I lasted as long as I did before finally saying something. Jake, for what it's worth, hasn't said a single word to me. Not an apology, not a, hey, that was a lot. Nothing.
Yeah, because he
Radio
doesn't
silence.
care about you, and
I did get a
also
very
he's your
long,
ex. He
very
doesn't
dramatic
actually
message
owe
from
you
Sophie
shit.
last night, basically accusing me of trying to sabotage a
weird that you're
relationship
still
and
trying
calling
to be
me
friends with him.
emotionally manipulative.
Clearly, that's
didn't
not
respond.
working.
I
Like,
don't
just
see the point,
let it
especially
go.
because here's the kicker.
I don't
I've actually been
understand.
seeing someone for a few months now. His name is Daniel. He's thoughtful, mature,
Okay, so go
low
hang out with
drama, and
him.
most
Oh my god,
importantly,
what is
not
happening?
still caught up on an ex. We've been keeping things fairly private while we found our footing, but last night after the chaos of the barbecue, I posted a pic of us to the friend group chat, just smiling at a coffee shop, totally normal. Within the hour, Sophie left the chat. Make of that what you will. Anyway, Daniel has been incredibly supportive about everything, and honestly, I think seeing that photo and realizing that I 100% moved on was the final crack in whatever illusion Sophie was holding on to. One of our mutuals mentioned that things were not going well between her and Jake, which, yeah, that tracks. So, yeah, I don't feel bad about what I said anymore. Maybe I could have been softer, but sometimes the truth is sharp and people don't like how it feels. Thanks again for all the response.
There is not a single
Reading
redeemable
through the
person in this
comments really
story.
helped me feel like I wasn't just being petty or reacting. I'm good now. Actually, I'm better than good. And Daniel brings me coffee and emotional security. So that's a win. So it all seems like it worked out in the end. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's move on to another story. Now, I need to give you a trigger warning before we go into our next story. You'll get it from the title, but there is talk of murder within the story. And it's from Crow, who says, my 30 boyfriend, 31, killed a man 10 years ago. How do I get my mum to accept
Is this the one
him?
that we listened to yesterday?
I've changed names and ages to not get
I
recognized.
think we listened to this.
I met David about 6
Wait,
months ago.
when was
I
it
met
that we
him
listened to
through
this?
friends,
Did Teddy Chan
and we
listen to
clicked
this?
and became good friends pretty fast. One night,
Either way,
when we
this
were
story's
drinking,
fucking
we began
crazy, so I'll
talking
listen to it
about the
again. I don't
past.
care.
He told me
It's
he'd been
unhinged.
admitted to a psych hospital a couple of years, and then told me he had killed a friend in a psychotic break.
This
and had
bitch
been
is
all over
crazy.
news
She's
media.
delusional.
His story
She's gonna get
were all over
killed.
the place when it happened, so I recognized him when he told me. I just hadn't made the connection. His sentence was to undergo psychiatric treatment, and he's on medication now and really regrets doing it.
Like, no.
He tells me it was like a dream, and he remembers it as
Dude,
such.
I
He was
can't.
also on a lot of drugs at the time. He's completely different now, and I trust him. He's the sweetest guy I've ever met, and to be honest, I can't connect him to that person who was all over the media. Well, we started dating a
Girl,
month
he
ago.
was on the media. He
I brought
killed
him home
someone.
to meet
His
my
friend,
mother
mind
yesterday,
you.
and
Like,
she
what the
recognized
fuck?
him. She didn't say anything to his face, but called me today. She was completely freaking out and telling me that I can't
Obviously,
date
she's
a
freaking
murderer.
out. Are you good?
I told her what I told you. He was psychotic.
Are you-
He's not the same person who did that, and he's heavily medicated with no intention of stopping. But she was just completely freaking out, telling me she
Man.
feared for my safety and she wouldn't have anything to do with him, and I had to leave him immediately.
Oh,
I
duh.
told her that wasn't going to happen, and she said that as long as I'm dating him, she doesn't want to see me, and he's ultimately going to kill me.
He is.
I understand
Your mother is
completely she's
correct.
fearful and anxious about the situation,
fuck?
but I still think she's overreacting. It wasn't a deliberate murder. And it honestly
It wasn't a
annoys me to
deliberate
no
murder.
end that she
That's
thinks
worse,
I'm not
by
able
the
to
way.
judge his
Because that
character.
means anyone
But
can
yeah,
be a
How do I
victim.
get my mum to accept this situation?
If he just
Am I
has another
doomed to not
fucking
see her again?
psychotic
Could really
break,
use some
mind
input.
you.
Sandman
'Cause he
42
clearly can't
says to this
control
one,
himself when he
quote,
has a
Sophie
psychotic
first
break.
saying, I understand completely she's fearful and anxious about the situation, but I still think she's overreacting. And then says, I don't think that's overreacting at all. Overreacting would be if she started screaming the second she saw him. But she kept her composure and was polite until he left, and then made her concerns heard to you privately. That's not overreacting.
Yeah.
Quoting again, saying it wasn't a deliberate murder.
Like,
That
so
honestly annoys me
weird.
to no end
It
that
wasn't
she
a
thinks I'm
deliberate
not able
murder.
to judge his character.
Like, man.
And then says, honestly, that is not a comforting thought. That means you're finding solace in the fact that he wasn't in control when he committed that murder.
Typical
What
kitten
if he loses
behavior.
control again? What if he goes off his meds
Okay.
and/or has another psychotic break? People
Let
can
me-
and do have mental health relapses and breaks,
Let me
even when taking
download
meds
all
as
of
prescribed.
the...
Second, you've known him for 6
things.
months. Take a look around this sub and all of the 3, 5, 10, 15 plus year marriages and relationships where someone is betrayed or cheated on by a long-term partner. Those people get blindsided by people they live with and have known for decades. You really think you're qualified to judge exactly who this guy is?
No,
after
listen,
half a year?
I'm
To be clear,
different.
I'm not suggesting your boyfriend is
I'm not
bad
like
or
other
violent
girls.
or even get
I'm not gonna
violent
get
again.
killed. I'm
I am, however,
special.
pointing out that your mother's concerns and trying to help you see how her concerns are valid.
Mind you, this
Ultimately,
girl
you
is a
make your own
pick-me.
choice and decision
This
on
is what a
who
pick-me
to date
is.
and marry.
This is a
It's
pick-me.
wonderful that your boyfriend got the help he needed
Like,
and turned his
no,
life
guys, you
around
don't
with the second chance
understand. He
got.
didn't
The
mean to
person he
kill
killed, however,
him.
does not get a
He
second
just had a
chance.
psychotic
Many
break,
people
but
find
like
that
it's gonna
crime
be
to be
different because like I'm
No matter how
special, so
far
he's
come,
never gonna
or
hurt
whether or not
me.
you or he have to come to terms with what he did. Basically, just
Girl.
because you're okay with what he did now
Girl.
doesn't mean everyone will be. And you
A
certainly should
pick-me
not expect
is-
people to have your view on it. And for me, I'm totally with that comment. I'm trying to put myself in
It's like the
OP's mum's
pick
position.
me,
And, you know,
choose
imagine
me.
hearing that your daughter is dating someone
I'm
who's
not like
murdered in the
other
past,
girls.
and
I'm
that
better.
was from a psychotic break, so he was out of control.
Other girls are so
I'm not-
dumb. How
I'm
they
not
like
saying that people
they have
can't
to like
change
care about their
and, you know,
looks.
he's not much better
I'm
now
just
or anything, but
naturally
would I want
beautiful.
my family member in that position?
That's a
Absolutely
pick-me.
not. It just the way I feel about that. I mean, a little bit off topic at the same time as well, but in the first paragraph, OP says, you
Oh,
know, they
well,
were drinking and
yeah,
talking
Sophie
about the
is a
past, and
pick-me,
then saying
so-
he's on medication. That, I mean,
She
it's
is a
a bit of
pick-me.
jumping
That's also a
statements. I
good
don't know the
description,
full
is just
ins and outs
Sophie.
of it, but it sounds like mixing alcohol with psychiatric medications. So Kalisha says, a lot of chronically ill people can't
No,
find
it's not
partners.
an attention
That's
whore,
because
it's a
living
different
with chronic
thing.
illness is
Pick-me's
tough. Taking it on when you
specifically
didn't have to,
are
in other
throwing
words, as the
someone else
partner of that
under the
person,
bus
is tougher
to
still.
make themselves
Make no
look
mistake,
better.
your
They're
partner
making
is
themselves look
severely
better
mentally
at the
ill.
cost of someone
If you haven't
else.
seen it yet, that's because
That's
he hasn't seen fit to show it to you.
What they do.
And then quote saying he was psychotic. He's not the same
It's
person
not
who did that. and
really
he's heavily
about the
medicated with
attention,
no
it's
intentions of
about
stopping.
being chosen
And then says
over
you're
someone else.
underestimating the depth of your partner's illness. Psychosis, this severe, is no picnic by itself.
That's
Having
why
been
it's
convicted
pick
of a murder
me,
excludes a person
not
from
her.
many, many
Choose
areas of
me,
society.
not her.
Both
Like
of these
that.
things together
It's
add up
that
to the fact that
energy.
this man is severely handicapped and may never be able to be the partner that you and your mother both
And they
think
usually
you
don't care
deserve.
about other people.
You've
It's just like they
obviously
have
made up your mind to be with this
either
man,
they're
but
like
don't close your ears
they
to
just
the opinions
want
of people who care about you.
men
Keep an open mind.
to
Not
validate
to quote
them
Sophie
in
about
general
the
or
overreacting
like
thing
a
and says,
specific
if you try and see it
man
from her perspective,
or
what do you
woman.
see?
They
A daughter brings home a man who is severely
they'll do
mentally ill and
anything
has
for
proven
the
himself to be
person that they
extremely
like
dangerous
at
in
the
wrong
cost of
circumstances.
others, and
Additionally,
usually
daughter
that's the
is not
main
educated
tactic
to
they use
understand or
is
deal
to
with
put
mental
others down
illness
and make
and
themselves look
doesn't
better.
seem to appreciate the seriousness of his history. It's not a
Yeah, pick
situation you
me
want for your
first.
child,
Pick
and something this
me
severe is not
over
something you
everyone
can
else. Like
learn to
that's
accept. Furthermore, you have to accept that
That's
dating
the
this guy
vibe.
will mean your friends and family are going to avoid you because they're scared of him. And one more comment which says,
so yeah, this
"You've
girl's a
signed
pick
up
me.
for
She's
this.
like,
You know
no
there's
guys,
risks
like
involved.
I know
You're
he's a
aware of
murderer,
his
but like
past
you
and the
have to be
situation.
nice to
That's your decision one way
him.
or another.
Cause
But
he
your mother
picked
does not have to
me.
accept it. My mum has told me that parents spend their lives worrying about their kids in one way or another. Knowing what she does about your boyfriend, of course she's going to be nerve-wracked. Anyone who cares about you would be. It doesn't mean she hates him, and it doesn't mean she doesn't trust you. It means she's concerned. And she would strongly prefer that you guys not be together. If you dated a guy with a history of spousal abuse or something, you'd probably at least understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
She wants you to be happy, but not if it means risking sleeping next to someone who's had a psychotic break and killed someone. That's going to be part of this relationship, and you shouldn't take it personally. Because if something does happen with him years down the line, your mother might not have been able to keep you from him. But she'll at least be able to say she tried to get you away from him. She doesn't want you to get hurt, or
Let me get this
worse.
set
I
up
look back
here
on the fact that she let him into her home
and
and embraced him, knowing what he was capable of. That's a lot to
Alright,
ask
let's
someone
create a
whose
new
primary concern is your safety and well-being.
Okay, I'm gonna swap back over.
So OP updated the post 2.5 months after that.
All right.
Thanks for the responses. In the
Create
last
new
thread. A lot of people
product.
told me things I didn't want to hear, like I couldn't judge a person after knowing him for 6 months.
You can't.
I kind of think you can.
No.
Not as much as I hoped.
No.
I guess some people expect.
Not unless you're a really good judge of character, and clearly, bitch, you are not.
Just weren't as empathetic as I thought. I realized pretty quickly that if I didn't call him first, he wouldn't call me for days. When I told him I had a very unpleasant encounter with a guy, he just laughed and told me that if it were him,
Oh, did I?
he would get the attention. And I just couldn't.
Is there no
deal with
speaker on
anything
this
from the
one?
guy, honestly. When I was laying in
Motherfucker. I
bed,
thought I
thinking
added the
something
audio source to everything, but I guess I forgot to.
I didn't feel safe.
Sorry.
So I broke up with him. I still think he deserves happiness and to move on
Don't
from
know
what he
why.
did, but I'm not the one
So
for
weird.
him.
Anyway.
I can't help him.
Yeah,
My
it
mum
scene
was
does
very
have its own
relieved
audio,
when I
but I
told her
thought
we
I had
broke up.
already gone
I didn't
through
tell
each
her
of the
why,
scenes
just
and
that
done
didn't
it. I
work
guess I
out.
hadn't for
Although she
YouTube
didn't cut me
yet.
out of her life like she threatened. She's been a lot warmer towards
I did
me
it for
since.
Twitch and for
About
Fansly
the breakup.
and Teddy's.
He actually took it so well that I don't think he was ever really in love with me.
All
It was
right.
basically me breaking up and him saying, "You got to do what's best for you." So
Let's
I wish you good
do-
luck. I'm kind of heartbroken that I apparently didn't mean that much to him, but I'm still fine. We still talk though, which
That's
is probably
the best
stupid, but
outcome,
he's a
Queen.
fun guy to talk to, and I don't feel like I can judge him for doing something while on a psychotic breakdown. Also, as I stated in the
You
last
can,
thread,
that
he has
something
no
is killing
intention of
someone.
stopping with his medication. He knows he
The
needs it for
fuck?
the rest of his life, and as long as he follows
Like, that's
that,
unhinged.
he'll probably continue to be in my life.
Okay,
The top
this
two
one
comments on this
can
said,
be
first one from Earl
embroidered.
Grey Hair in a
Cool.
quote saying, "And when I told him I had a very unpleasant
Embroidery.
encounter with a guy, he just
Okay,
laughed and
hopefully
told me
this
if it were him,
doesn't
he'd be happy to get the attention."
annoying.
And says, "Jesus." Then quotes again and says,
Please,
"As long as he follows
yes,
that, he could
good.
probably continue to be in my life." And then says, "Just having him in your life is still a risk. It was a friend that he killed after all, and you can't guarantee that he will stay on that medication, even if he insists he will." No context says,
Yeah,
in
we'll
quotes,
start with
"I don't
the-
feel like I can judge him for doing something while on a psychotic breakdown," and says,
Femboy Brain Rot is the first one.
"Doing something happened to be murdering somebody. So you broke up with
So
him.
weird.
He didn't
Like,
seem to
dude.
care, and you want to stay friends. I'm guessing you're
I
keeping
think I'll
this
keep
part
it
from your
white
mother.
embroidery.
Just because you remove the label from your relationship doesn't mean you're out of danger. If any danger was present to begin with. So basically, all you have done is broke up to
Don't
hide
look
the
like
fact
that.
that you're still seeing him from your mother. Jesus,
Little
OP. I
embroidery.
think you need some help here. Naivety, lack of common sense, and self-esteem seem to be big issues
Right
here.
now, shirt colors.
And I kind of felt like that comment rang
I don't know
true
how
at
many
the
I can
very
choose,
end,
I
that
forget.
Naivety pretty much says it all. From the
I'll
very
just choose
start,
the
you know,
ones I
they
like.
met, they clicked,
Can't do
they were
white.
drinking.
Choose
while
ones that
he's on
actually
his
look good
medication,
with
I
it.
assume, as he's on it for life.
Navy.
And then tells her that, you know, he
Actually,
killed someone
do
in a
true
psychotic
navy.
break. And then just goes to, we started dating. I mean, holy moly. Again, I'm not saying that people can't change. I'm not saying that he hasn't changed.
They
If a
can,
family
but they
member told
don't
me that,
tend to
I'll be
change
just
that
like
fucking
OP's mum.
quickly.
But what about you guys? What do you think in this situation? Put yourself in OP's mum's shoes. How would you feel about it? One of your family members dating someone that's murdered someone? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's move on to another story. Now, our next story comes from Psytrance Dude 99 from Petty Revenge subreddit.
I don't know how
And it
many I can
says,
choose. Can I choose
"Steal
any
my
more?
commission. Fine. Enjoy doing my work. Well, I work as a consultant. So, my first
Okay,
job
now
was
I
a
have to put
retail
them in
job
order,
selling
'cause this is gonna
audio
drive me
and
crazy.
TVs. I worked at a store that is basically Walmart. The numbers represent what I made in US. I also worked in a third world country too, so the numbers may be lower, etc. So we made commission only and worked the retail floor. While you had a basic pay, it fell away if you went over commission. So if your basic was $500 and you made commission of $550, you would made a larger number. We also got paid pension and medical
Dude, why
insurance
is it
as
this?
per the law. As a salesperson,
Why are
I
you
also had to set up
selecting?
displays,
Dude.
do stock count, restock shelves, and do pricing.
That's so annoying.
It sucked, but it was part of my job. I also had to make sure I sold stuff to make money.
Motherfucker,
Side
stop
notes,
it.
I was really good at making displays, restocking, and all the admin. In fact, my OCD and ADHD meant I was almost too good.
That looks good.
This meant my sales
We just have to
sucked
go
a
through and
lot.
make sure it looks good on
So,
all of them.
I worked with this guy called Lorenzo because that's his
I
name.
think that one's gonna be a no. It's too bright.
Oh, I'm not sure why I found that funny. Now, this dude was a shark. He would steal sales, i.e. hijack customers,
Was it
dispute
Mystic
sales,
Blue?
etc. Basically, he would do anything but the admin tasks. So, basically sell.
It was
But one
that
day
one.
I
Okay,
sold a
let's
really
try
expensive
Mystic Blue.
TV and audio combo that made me $300. Basically a big chunk of change. I'm super happy and go enjoy my weekend. I come back Monday and then I discover my sale got reverse put into Lorenzo's
Light
name because
green,
it was
true
his
navy,
customer. So basically
ice
I lost that
blue,
$300
yep.
and I couldn't
Mystic
dispute
blue,
it.
that looks
I
good.
was fucking
Wash denim
livid.
looks good.
I decided I was done with this
Violet
job
looks
and
good.
everything else. So I went to the manager's office
Orchid
and
looks
quit on the
good,
spot.
even though it's a
Signed
little
all the
light, but
papers
it's
and
okay.
walked out. All
Grape
before
looks
9
really
a.m.
good.
Monday morning. Now, all this
Berry is
admin had
good.
not been done. No pricing, stock count, restocking,
Blossom's
display
okay.
making and adjusting. Because Lorenzo just never did it. So I just left everything like it is. and as one can imagine, Monday was really messy after a weekend. I get a panicked phone call from my manager the following Tuesday morning saying that he wanted me back because all the admin wasn't done and corporate were on his ass. Long story short, I agreed that I would help if I could come as a contractor, where I get paid benefits and pension, a generous hourly rate. It worked out to 4 times my basic salary and a quarter of the hours.
Good.
So I basically got paid $2,000 a month to be a subcontractor
It does have
manager.
beige, but that's
agreed
not
on the
really going
terms
to
and
look
go
that
back to work
great.
Wednesday. This is where it was beautiful. I had to train Lorenzo to do everything and document where and how he made mistakes. I didn't have to get my hands dirty. All I did was direct and tell Lorenzo how and where to put things. I worked 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. and got weekends off. So seeing Lorenzo struggle was brilliant. Listening to him complain and moan was also heartwarming. While he worked, I would just take out my laptop and sit at a desk overlooking the floor, while I video gamed and did what I wanted, all while supervising useless.
Render.
He moved to another store after 6 weeks because he hated the fact that I was on his ass. In the end, I got rehired full time.
Cute.
Basically being a trainer and subcontracted manager. I was hired by corporate / head office, not by my store. I worked for a year
Make it
and then moved on. So don't mess with the guy who does all the heavy lifting. So people
And
were
we'll make
obviously
it
loving that OP got a
femboy
one-up
brain
on them.
rot.
And they were asking for an encore from OP basically. So OP did come in with another update some days later and says, from the same subreddit Petty Revenge, and says too hungover to open the store and use me as your stand-in manager. Not my problem. Goodbye. So this story is based on my retail days. Now, I told the story of how I became a retail consultant here. This happened after I sorted
just
out
do
my
t-shirts
colleague, Useless
right now.
and moved on to supervising managers.
Because what I
So
usually do
retail
is I'll
can
make
be a
like the
hot mess
original
at times.
design.
This hot
If there's
can be
variations of the
compounded by
design, I'll do the same
incompetent and
copies
just
with the other
useless
variations,
managers.
and then I'll go
This
on to
story
make
takes
the
place
other
6
products
months
with the
after
same design.
Useless incident. So I was told by corporate to
Okay,
help
publish.
advise or keep tabs, insert jargon here, of a manager called
always
Donovan.
happens.
Again,
Right, create
he's
another
called
one.
Donovan because that's his actual name.
Boop.
Now Donovan was just clueless as a manager. He didn't know his ear hole from his arsehole and couldn't distinguish between profit or loss, let alone what profit margin was. He also hated me because of my job and what my position was. If you read the previous story, I forgot to mention that he was the one who signed over my commission to use Leso as a sales manager. He got reprimanded for that, which pushed back his store manager promotion by a few months. He didn't like me very much. Now the issue that I had to help with or observe was the fact that the store's turnover on Tuesdays was very low. For example, when stores were making $10,000 daily targets, this store was making $3,000 daily dollar targets.
Actually, this one's got to be
So I get
printed.
told to come in on Mondays and see what's happening. Now Mondays is where
Because this one
salespeople
is
prep
for
the
like a
store for the
back
weekly
front
sale,
design.
which runs Tuesday to Monday the following
can't do
week.
that.
So it was opening
Just
day
do
of
the
sales
single
basically.
designs.
I arrive at 7:30 a.m. on Monday, expecting the store to be open for employees to set up for the day. Customers' hours started from 8:30. Don't know where Van or Donovan
I should have just
is
copied the
nowhere to be
last
found.
design, shouldn't
I
I?
message and call him. Nothing. It
Actually,
heads
let me do that.
8:30. Nothing. At 9 he opens the store looking worse for wear. Basically, he just opens the store, ignores customers, and just tells everyone to get to work.
See if I
No briefing, no nothing. He doesn't greet me. So
Ignore
basically,
the
I spend
iPad, it's
time
not up right
helping
now.
the salespeople and figuring out what they have to do.
I had to turn it off
Poor
because it's gonna
salespeople
die.
are freaking out. One guy even quit on the spot. Understandable. So I jump in. I guess my gaming and coffee session will have to wait. I help them change prices, shift displays, hell, I even dealt with yelling Karens. All this is happening while Donovan is passed out in the
We'll
office.
just duplicate
Now
it, that'll
Monday
be
is critical
easier.
as the store launch sales on Tuesdays. Managers always brief salespeople on price changes, how to set up displays, etc. So, as I'm helping doing this, the regional manager, RM, comes in. He and I have a very frosty relationship. Another story for another day.
Yeah, whatever.
This is 12 p.m., like 3 hours after opening. Regional manager demands to know why I'm doing this. To be fair, I bluntly told him that I'm trying to help the salespeople set up for the upcoming sale, and Donovan is busy
edit
in
this.
his office. The regional manager storms into Donovan's
There we
office and
go.
fireworks flew. Basically, regional manager saw that Donovan
Nice.
was
Now we
hungover
can
and
just
not
have
doing
it
his
copy
job.
paste.
I report my findings to regional manager, and he tells me to finish
They do
helping
ship
out until
internationally,
2
I'm pretty
p.m.
sure. I'm pretty sure.
Contracted hours.
Yeah.
He weirdly thanks me profusely. Regional manager doesn't.
I mean, you
usually
can literally
thank
just
people.
go to any of
I
these
finish up
links
and go home.
and you can find
This
the
is where the
product that
petty
I'm
revenge
making right
comes in.
now.
Donovan says, gave me the job
'Cause
because he
I'm
signed off
gonna
my commission
publish
to use Lesso and helped me set myself up as a consultant. So basically, he tried to throw me under the corporate train because he wasn't doing his job. Now Donovan was also hungover and was like this every Monday.
Yeah.
He thought that he could get me to do his job for a couple of weeks.
So you can just go to the link and order them.
The boys. After a long legal process,
I'm
Donovan
wanting to end
was
stream at
fired. He
8:30.
had the gall to ask me for a job. Didn't know his ear roll from his arsehole. I love it when people say that.
Another
Some of
one.
these places, man, I have little sympathy for the companies
I don't
at
know
the
what we're
same
gonna do
time,
next. Let's just
either
end
because
it
they've
first.
hired these people. I know some people have the gift of the gab and, you know, they can talk themselves into a position. But one of the stories, and I've probably told you about this one in the
that's
past,
another
and in some of my
back
first
front.
working years, about 19, you know, still naive, still learning everything and how the world works, all this kind of stuff. I worked in a warehouse for that insurance company, which I probably told you a couple of stories about. And the
he's
manager we
loafing.
had there was
He's a baby
absolutely
loaf.
fucking useless,
That's a
but
baby
still
loaf.
thought he was the big bollocks of the place, you know. I worked my ass off there, but he would still try to pull you up like power trippy ways. You could do everything perfect, but
Smart.
he would still have to like try and put his little stamp on it, say, oh no, you need to do it this way. And you know, it was no different from the way you just did it. But his boss was the financial director of the company.
What's gonna be on the
An early
shirt?
50s woman who was a bit fiery. It had to be said.
It's gonna be
I
like a little
remember one day
embroidery design.
where this manager started getting a bit lax and started coming a bit late here and there, you know, testing the
TV bop.
waters. It was a Monday. I was in the warehouse just walking around, setting up for the morning kind of thing. And we had these big roller shutter doors. You push the button, the roller shutter door goes all the way to the roof and, you know, back down. I just took in a delivery. So I pressed the button to go back down and the roller
Oh yeah,
shutter
we
door
gotta have the
starts
cat
coming down.
cam.
In
We gotta have the
meantime of this,
munchie.
I got distracted by the financial director who was looking for said manager and he wasn't in. And I was just about to say he's not in yet when the door is just like literally near the bottom of the floor as it's rolling down automatically and manager comes rolling underneath it like Indiana Jones style. I'm pretty sure I have told this story before. I'm gonna carry
Indiana
on
Jones
anyway.
style, really.
He rolls under the door, immediately gets up. He said morning, but didn't even make eye contact. Like he was like some sort of stunt man. He was showing off, and you know that was just an amazing thing he did.
That's
Got
so
up, walked
funny.
between us, and walked straight
That's
past
so
us into
fucking
the
funny,
office.
please.
I was just like, I just stared at her like, really? And she just said to me, "Excuse me a moment," and walked off. And I didn't see him or her for a couple of hours. Got a few stories of what a Burke that guy was. He nearly rolled the forklift once as he set up his phone camera and was trying to like just turn the forklift as fast as he could just before it got to his phone camera, so it was like a cool shot or something. I was just like, oh, fuck's sake. But those are for another time. But what do you guys make of this situation?
Bro,
Have you ever
what
encountered
the
your
fuck?
own useless manager? Let us know your thoughts down in the
Thankfully,
comments below,
no.
or share them over on r/Mark Narrations. Would love to see them over there. And just a huge thank you for being here today,
Here,
getting
let me
involved in the stories, your love, your support,
swap over
your
what
time.
we're listening
it always
to.
means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much for being involved, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.
Oh, fuck, I had one. Where'd it go? Shit. Young Indiana Jones from the... Dude, I still need to watch the TV series. I still haven't done that. I really need to. Okay, here. You got coffee? Oh, I'm jealous. Okay, here, it's the next one we listen to. Okay, this one.
In camp, am I the asshole for losing my mind because my wife keeps lying about passing gas? I can't believe I'm even writing this right now. The answer is so obvious to me, but I feel like I'm being manipulated, and I don't see why. I, 36 male, have been with my wife, C, 35 female, for a decade. Everything
Oh, it was
is
Ryan
great.
Gosling, really?
She's my best friend, we have fun together,
Huh.
and she's my favorite person to spend time with. But as of late, something weird has been up. Look, 10 years in, you get pretty comfortable with each other. You've seen each other at your worst and really been through it. Which means, yes, we have passed gas from both ends and used the bathroom in front of each other, which is no big deal. For the past year, my wife has been farting more than usual. Again, I don't care. It's not a huge problem, but these are some pretty vile stinkers. And this might seem funny, but we're in a small one-bedroom space that's poorly ventilated. So you can imagine that there's a limit to what
Bro.
one can take before one politely says, "Babe, I love you, but you gotta go to the bathroom." Here's the weird part. Without fail, she will deny that it is her every single time. She'll look at me weirdly
Ma'am.
and question what I mean.
Why?
At first, I thought she was being cheeky.
Why are you
so I
doing
let go.
this?
But when it started happening every single day, I got worried.
Also,
I asked her if there was something to be worried about. When nearing 40, you never know. And she just looked at me weirdly and said with the utmost emphasis and assertion that she did not know what I meant. The next time it happened, I asked her if she smelt it, and she said
What?
no. And I looked at her wide-eyed because there was
I feel
no
like
way she couldn't smell it.
you're
My eyes
pointing
were
it out,
burning
which is
from
making her
smell,
uncomfortable, and
she's
she
telling me
wants to
can't
keep a
even smell
bit
it.
of,
I even
like,
confronted her, and
privacy,
she said
despite the
it's
fact that you've been
probably
married for so
gas leak or
long.
sulfur
Like,
leak or
she
something,
is still,
which,
like, a
okay,
girl.
fair,
She
but
probably wants
we
to
had the
keep
place
a
inspected,
little, like,
and nothing out of the ordinary turned up. I tried to confront
she
her
wants to
again,
probably reserve a
and her
little
answer
bit.
really,
You're probably
really made me
embarrassing
real.
her.
She said, and I quote, "Could be a demon if it smells like rotten eggs." It could be a demon.
But also,
That's
like,
funny.
girl, at a certain
I'm
point,
sorry.
you can't blame it on
Is it
demons.
really easier to try to convince me that our house is haunted than to just admit that she's the one doing it?
Like, sir, I
Leave
think that you
alone.
might need to take the
I
hint
can
and
hear
drop it, but
She has
also,
no
like,
reaction, and
if she
firmly
genuinely
denies it
is
every
trying to,
time.
like, if she genuinely
Recently,
doesn't think it's her, then, like, maybe that's
or
a
I
health
asked her why
concern.
she was choosing this
But
hill
also,
to
like,
die
girl, why
on
are you blaming
and
demons?
why for. And she looked at me like I'd given her the finger. She's gone silent, and I'm now fully losing my mind.
I think she's
trying to
offended
figure
on
out
top
if
of
I'm
it,
the
and
asshole
it's
for
just,
calling
I
her
don't.
out, or if I'm just going insane. So am I the
Oh my
asshole?
god.
Edit.
It's like, I think you're embarrassing her, but her gaslighting you
Someone
because
said
of
that
it
I
is
should
not
take
chill
the fact that I can hear
either.
the passing of gas many times. Not
Gas
always,
lighting
but
you.
most of the time.
Anyway.
Farting in front of guests is also what is pushing my buttons. Is it real? Is she faking it? Is she just farting around me and gaslighting me constantly? for a year?
Gaslighting.
Let's say this is the case.
Fuck.
Why? What's the end goal? Those suggesting a medical checkup.
I
I'm
think that
pushing
she's
for it.
probably just
She was
embarrassed, but also if
playfully
if she's
implying,
being
the more I
genuine,
pushed,
then get her
the
to a
further she
doctor,
got
like,
about
now.
dropping it, saying that I was taking the joke too far. We
She said
both
you're
had
taking the
moved
joke too
twice,
far? Okay, she might, there might be
before.
something wrong with
We had
her.
passed gas previously in front of each other before Sans embarrassment. It is this sudden increase in frequency and the alleged lying that has me puzzled. In the comments,
Yeah, that's weird.
Such a little joiner asks, is this the only strange behavior that she's exhibiting? Also, prior to this, has she ever complained repeatedly about your farts or any other bodily function? Lastly, how is your sex life? Is she still interested in sex? Is this some
Bro.
sort of trying to gross you out to deter sex thing? Either she's having some sort of neurological issue or a mental health
It's-
issue, or she's getting revenge for something.
She's getting
If you had
revenge.
to guess, which would it be? OP replies, she's not the vengeful type. Yes, she has a quirky sense of humor, but carrying a joke
Getting
on for a
revenge is
year
such a
with
funny
so much
reason.
dedication, I don't think she could commit. Yes, she has complained before, but I'm respectful of her boundaries 90% of the time. Sometimes it slips out, but we laugh it off. Sex life was fine, but
Please.
this definitely hasn't helped. Because I'm so in my head, I'm a bit hesitant in initiating. When she blasts off her next gaseous portion, light some incense sticks and wave them around while dancing through the house. When she asks you why you're acting crazy, give
The
her an innocent
demons.
face and say, "What are you talking about?" OP replies, "What's weird is I did light a candle and try to spray some air freshener. It only happened a handful of times, but she straight up asked if I was trying to get her in the mood. That's what's weird. How can she keep it
Wait,
up
does
so
she
long
not
that the
smell it?
actual fact of the matter is not a part of her reality? So, you're saying you're being gaslit? Come on, it was right there. I'll be honest, this is definitely one of the more weird stories that I don't even know what's going on. The only thing
Like-
that is just crackpot crazy that would make sense is that potentially she has something
What
wrong
the
with
hell?
her brain. Could be a brain tumor. Could be anything, really. Because if she's not
Yeah,
defending
he
all
ate too
and if
much.
she
He
doesn't
ate more
commit to
plastic the
bit
other day.
for like a year on things,
He's been
as
throwing up
OP has
today.
said,
He's been throwing
I
it
don't
up
know
though,
what
so
the
that's
answer would
good.
be.
That means no
Feels
doctor
like she
visit
is
because he's
gaslighting you,
getting it out of
literally
his system.
and figuratively. Don't know
He
how to
ate my
feel about
Packer,
that
so.
one, but if you're asking if you're the arsehole,
It's
I don't
really
think you're
great
the
because
arsehole.
they're out of stock
don't
and
know
I
what
can't
the
buy
problem
another
is.
one, and it's fine. I'm fine.
And now on to the updates. So, this blew up, and even though I used a throwaway, I think there were enough identifying factors. She found the post. It was the third post she saw when she opened Reddit. I think I'll have to pause
He
the
is.
replies to go have
It's
a more
rude.
serious sit down. With her consent, I'll update you all further. Wow, I am at a loss for words. So after she saw the post, she was understandably pissed off. She said that I violated her trust over something trivial and untrue. I asked her to be real with me and sincerely tell me if she truly did not know what was up, and she said that she could neither feel, smell, nor hear herself. She then, in all seriousness, asked me if I was pulling some shit, which I vehemently denied. Then I brought up the medical concerns, which she tried to brush away. I offered to go in with her.
Oh yeah, there's something up
She
with her.
said that I was welcome to have a doctor mess my head up, but she wasn't going to do
Nice.
the same. When I insisted, she got really mad.
Still need to
and
go find a new
called
bone.
me controlling and gaslighting. We're currently not speaking to each other. I've tried, but she will
Well, you're not
budge.
speaking?
She said, and I quote, "Why don't you go cry about it to your little incel group?" I have no idea how to proceed. What do you even do in this situation
Stop.
like this? I feel
Shut
like
up,
she's
Gene.
lost her mind. That's the only update that we have on this situation right now, and it's got me scratching my head, that's for sure.
What?
I really do believe that she's gaslighting this man and taking him on a ride, a mental health journey of sorts. I don't like her, and I'm unsure if
What
that
the fuck is going
relationship
on
going to
here?
stay solid. You've lasted 10 years, but can you truly stay with someone that is treating you like this? Like, you're crazy and they're not doing something when it's very clear they're doing something. Like, what if you recorded her? You caught her in the act of her farting. You have evidence of it, and she still says to you, "You're making shit up." I don't.
That is
believe it.
crazy
That's not
work.
real. That's the level of gaslighting that I feel like is going on right now. And truly,
What the hell?
good luck with that one, OP. I would love to know how this
I
one ends.
don't. Huh?
Unexposed is by user GeekGirl1987, and it's titled, "Am I the asshole for not inviting one girl to my daughter's birthday party? I, 35 female, have an 8-year-old daughter who is turning 9 next month. She goes to a small school, and there are only 6 girls in her year. For her birthday, she asked for a small sleepover party with just the girls from her class, which I'm happy to host at mine. Here's the issue. One of the girls in her year has been relentlessly bullying her for the past 6 months. She's flushed one of my daughter's toys down the toilet, regularly yells at her during break time, kicked her in the head, yes really, and most recently, threatened to kill her pets. My daughter has come home in tears multiple times, and I've
Something
spoken
is
to
going on at
school,
home for
but
that
not much has
child.
changed. Given all of this,
'Cause what
I
the
told
fuck?
my daughter that she absolutely doesn't have to invite this girl to her birthday. I don't want to teach her that politeness and keeping the peace should come at the cost of her own mental health and safety. I was bullied at school, and I couldn't escape it for the same reasons. If
Have
this
I done
were an
all of
adult
them?
friendship, I'd be telling her to cut the
I don't remember-
toxicity
I don't-
out of her life, and I don't think a birthday
I
party
don't know if I've
should
gone
be
through
an
them all.
exception. Here's where I might be the
No, there's
arsehole.
one more.
My ex-husband, her dad, thinks we should invite the girl because it's the right thing to do, and that we should be teaching her to include everyone. He says it's mean to invite all the other girls, but exclude just one, and that we're teaching our daughter to be cold and unkind.
It does feel like
I
it's
get
been
that on
around
the
longer.
surface, excluding one
Are you
kid
sure it's
might
not
seem
25?
harsh, But does that still
It's
apply
20.
when the kid has made your
Yeah,
child's
2005
life
actually,
miserable?
that sounds about right.
I don't want to be petty, but I also don't think my daughter should have to play host to someone who actively bullies her, just to avoid social awkwardness. So Reddit, am I the asshole for not wanting to invite one girl to my daughter's
No.
party? In the comments,
Fuck that bitch.
Upset Fail says, no, screw that, kid is a bully, and your daughter should not have to put up
Okay.
with it on her birthday, and I wouldn't want that girl in my house. Sounds like a good time for the bully to realize that actions
Now
have
we'll make one
consequences.
that's
When you
printed.
torture another kid relentlessly? No, you're not invited to their birthday party. It's called boundaries and making good choices. If the bully girl's mum
Okay.
wants to take up with you why her kid wasn't invited, let it be that conversation that is needed to happen. So, when she grows up and has a boyfriend that smacks her, should she be kind and invite him to dinner? Avoid mean people and abusers. OP replies, that's exactly my fear. I was brought up in a world where I was taught to not make a fuss. Don't wash laundry in public, be polite to strangers. I want my daughter to grow up knowing that there are boundaries and her mental health is not optional. Thank you. Somebody has to stand up for your daughter, and that someone needs to be you, her mother. The fact that you would even entertain inviting a mean, nasty, dangerous little girl
Trying to
who
I
was
feel like I
relentlessly
want
bullied and physically assaulted your daughter into
to
your
be
home
the
so
reverse.
that your daughter can now feel
Do I want-
uncomfortable and unsafe in her own house is outrageous.
I want something else. I want it to
Oh,
not
your
just be
ex
the
is an absolute
text.
idiot. OP replies, hi. There's a long history of gaslighting and control between my ex and I second guess myself a lot when it comes to our co-parenting. He negotiates
Okay,
for a
well,
living, so
stop
he can
listening
be
to
quite
him.
compelling. I'll provide an update, but this has given me the reassurance I need that I am right and I won't be coerced. There were a lot more comments by OP. There is so much more backstory that we can get into in this one, but I really feel like these comments that I've chosen encapsulate how OP is feeling and why she is feeling that way. No normal parent, no sane individual says, yeah, look,
We just
I know my
download
baby
it
girl
really
has been
quick.
harassed and assaulted relentlessly by this other little girl. But come on,
Yeah.
have we ever stopped to take a moment to think about
Just
where
so
the other little girl is coming from and how she
obvious.
feels in all of this? Forget the victim. What about the perpetrator? She might feel upset if she's
Oh,
excluded.
no.
We can't have her feeling that way.
Okay, here we
Imagine
go.
how awkward it is. No normal person says that. Only manipulative, narcissistic, disgusting people spout such rhetoric as that. He's not a good person. As we're seeing from OP's comments, he's a dangerous and manipulative individual. Thank you for coming to the internet to get a sanity check
There
for
we
this
go.
one, because you were very much not in the wrong in this situation. But just
Yeah,
look
I
how
think this is
easy it
better.
is to genuinely be gaslit in situations like this. To see that your reality, your read of a very abnormal situation that you obviously want to protect your daughter in can really be messed with by people like her ex-husband. I don't know. Something about that just
Perfect.
does not sit well with me.
Giant femboys on the back.
And now on to the update. Not inviting the bully to my daughter's party and feeling empowered AF. Well, as a first-time poster and long-time fan of this forum,
Okay,
that escalated
no,
quickly.
we had True
I had to
Navy.
mute my notifications. I genuinely did not expect
God,
my
what did
original
we have?
post
We
to
had
blow up the way
Grape.
that it did.
We had
I thought
Berry.
maybe a handful of people might respond,
one.
but wow.
We do
The
that.
comments had me giggling, welling up, fist pumping, and more importantly, standing my ground.
I'm trying to remember
I
what we
read
had.
every single take,
Oh,
and I have to
God.
say, you showed up.
Now I could just pull it up in
Solidarity,
another
the
thing, but meh.
theories. No, I didn't know if he's sleeping with her mum. The sheer volume of support.
Yo, what?
Better than therapy. No shade to therapists. The themes and perspectives shared were powerful. I feel like I'm not crazy, and I've been listening to the wrong voices for too long. Here's the update that you all deserve. No, I will not be inviting the bully to my daughter's party. The collective hive mind gave me the nerve and clarity to say, actually, no, we're not doing that.
Good.
To my ex-husband today. I'm protecting
Good job,
my girl,
Queen.
full stop. No more second guessing, no more maybe I'm overreacting, no more guilt, just a clear, calm mama bear doing what's right. Being a parent is
Yay.
hard. Co-parenting with a man who has a history of belittling my voice is harder. But this thread gave me strength that I didn't
Good job,
know I had.
Queen.
I
Mother
won't forget it. I promise to
fucker.
update you all when my co-parent rears his asshole
Okay, I
face
think
again.
that's close enough.
I'm sure it won't be too long.
Just make sure everything
From
looks
the bottom
good
of my
here.
permanently scared I'm doing the wrong thing, little mum heart, thank you. Love from a very empowered mum who knows that she
Okay.
did the right thing.
Uh-huh.
In the comments,
Mhm.
Wed Penny Dreadful says,
Mhm.
co-parenting with a man who has a history of belittling my voice. He's basically the bully's co-conspirator at this point. And don't forget, when my co-parent rears his arsehole
Yosh.
face again, I'm sure it won't be long.
Yeah.
Sounds like the young bully is the least of the problems.
No,
Your
it's still-
ex-husband
it's still-
sounds like a
it's-
moron. I'm glad you've chosen to ignore him.
Ooh, terracotta looks
Unreal to
weird.
me that he would want your daughter to feel so stressed on a day that's supposed to be hers, just to
I want it to be like
what,
a brighter.
be kind.
It's
Had
fine.
me wondering what his reaction would have been if you had invited a
Kinda.
girl, and if he was just trying to be contrarian or
No.
something. Either way, I'm glad your kid has you, because it sounds like a curse to have him. Absolutely unfortunate to have someone so
Sounds like a
deviant
curse
and
to have
disgusting
him.
around
Oof.
like this, stuck to you for 18 years that
Alright.
you can't particularly get rid of because you have a child with them.
Ew.
And that's no shade on having a
Girl.
child at all. It's just unfortunate when people like this show their true colors and there's not really much you can do about it. I'm so glad that OP stood up for herself in this situation though. To me it really did seem like he was being contrarian just for the sake of causing chaos and being contrarian. That really sucks to have to deal with. But I trust OP is always
Why is it
going
more
to put her
expensive
daughter
than
first and
embroidery?
always going to do right
Oh, it's
by
because I
her.
have a back print.
Unlike said asshole
It's like, what the fuck?
co-parents. Thank you for the story, OP. Unexposed is by user
Fine.
Adventurous Dog 52.
The back print is slightly more
It's
expensive.
titled, Am I the
What?
asshole
No.
for yelling at
Shush.
a 19-year-old and asking for him to be fired? I, 37 male, and my husband, 39 male, have been together for 11 years. My husband owns a small bookshop and recently has hired a boy
There
to
we
help
go.
him. This lad, I'll call him Joe, is gay.
They're fucking.
While my husband and I very obviously have no issue with this, Joe seems to do things a lot differently to us.
It's sunny today.
For context, both me and my husband are Irish immigrants to London. We grew up 20 minutes away from each other and went to the same very Catholic school. We aren't exactly flamboyant or outwardly gay and don't exactly do PDA since that's how we were raised.
They're
On my
fucking.
lunch break from work, I like to visit my husband, bringing him records that I think he might like and his coffee. Recently, however, Joe has started making comments. It started small with him saying things about queer joy and about how he loves gay couples, which we did not mind at all. In all fairness, it is a fairly scary world for queer people right now, and I understand seeing a happy married gay couple means a lot for a kid. But then he started getting a little too comfortable for my liking. He started asking things like, who's the top,
Wait.
and calling us the F slur jokingly.
Oh,
I think it's entirely inappropriate
That's-
to be making those comments to his
what
boss,
the hell?
but my husband told me to let it go. Joe calls us
Yeah, they're
the
fucking.
F slur a lot, which I had brought up a few times.
They are
telling him
fucking.
calmly to not do that. But when he continued, I learned to let go despite my distaste for it, since it didn't seem to bother my husband too much. But last Wednesday, I lost it. I was up by the counter when Joe came in. He immediately started blathering on about how F-wordy
Yeah, they're
we
fucking.
are, and while my husband chuckled awkwardly, I did not. Joe noticed this and said that I was a stick in the mud and repressed. I was trying to keep my cool until he called me a Fenian F-word. Oh no, you can't be doing that, brother. Oh, ho, ho. And I lost it.
Shut up, Gene.
Anyone who doesn't know the term Fenian isn't exactly a slur or anything, but it isn't exactly nice either. Me and my husband jokingly call each other Fenians or Paddies from time to time if we have something particularly Irish, and I've never exactly viewed it as a very offensive
Pips.
word to me.
What is that word?
But something about this English boy made me
What does that
snap.
mean?
I
I don't-
asked him if
I've
he
not
thought
heard that
was an
one.
appropriate thing to say to his
That's
boss's
an
partner,
unknown slur
and
to
started
me.
shouting, telling him he was way out of play, and if he wants to keep his job, he should buck up. I left to cool down a bit, and 30 minutes later got a call from my husband berating me, saying that Joe was crying and that he's just a kid. I do feel bad since he's only young, but I still think he needed to be knocked down a step or two. Am I the asshole? Edit. I see a lot of people making comments about the nature of the relationship between Joe and my husband. My husband has asked Joe to stop on my
They
behalf
are
before,
gay,
but
or
this isn't
it's
something
his
that
son.
really bothers my husband. And to be
Secret
fair,
gay son.
It's his workplace, not mine. In the comments, EJ says, not the asshole. The kid is 19.
I would
and
say
is
the
old enough
word,
to
but I don't know
saying
how
harmful
bad
remarks in front of,
it is.
let alone to address your boss. Is
So I
not the way
won't.
to go. Should you have yelled? Maybe not, but I can't say that I would have done any better in your position. Honestly, apologize to your husband for the scene that you caused. Mention that as long as the kid works there, you won't be going to the bookshop for favors or otherwise, as he makes you uncomfortable, and after today,
Yeah,
you are
because that's
sure the
weird as
kid would be
hell. Why would
uncomfortable
he
as
do
well.
that?
Let him know if you're willing to offer the kid an apology. I wouldn't, but maybe you're a bigger person than I am. And let him know that you don't want one from the kid. as
True,
you
Gene,
find
it
his
could be
behavior and
both.
language appalling, and you don't want anything from him. Apologizing to this kid for what? He knowingly called OP names after being told not to. Apologizing will only make this idiot young man think that he's the victim, as he clearly has never been held accountable for anything.
I mean, yeah.
Saying sorry would just make him think that he did nothing wrong. He's not some clueless kid. He knew what he was saying and kept pushing it anyway. Being young isn't an excuse to be disrespectful,
not that one. I already did
especially
that
at
one.
work. Honestly,
Nope,
OP
not
held
that
back
one. I already
more
did
than
that
most
one.
people would have. I don't want to draw a conclusion about what Joe's speech would mean in London, but where
Nope,
I
we
live,
already did
the
that one.
F-word implies a specific
Mm,
type
we
of
did
gay
that
man,
one.
and it's highly offensive.
Haha,
I
there
don't
we
want to
go.
assume that words have the same meanings everywhere, but to me, he's really speaking out of line. To anyone, much less his boss and his partner. I hope he can get his act
Yeah, that's
together,
a
but
crazy
I
thing to call
understand
your
why
boss.
You would want to be through with him, not the asshole. OP replies, for me personally, it was more so the Fenian comment that sent me over the edge. Than
What does that
the
word mean?
words. And from my experience,
What does
it's
that mean?
essentially an all-encompassing word over here and back home in Ireland.
What does
I could be reading too much
What
into it,
does
but
it
it sounds sort of
mean?
like Joe resents these two apparently
What
quiet and
does
bookish
it
Irishmen
mean?
not being the loud and proud older queer role
I can't
models
say
we would like
it.
to have.
I don't know if
OP
it's bad or
replies,
not.
To be honest, I do think that's a part of it.
But bro seems
He
real
seemed
offended by
disappointed when
it.
he came in on the first day, knowing that it's a queer bookshop. And we
Thank you,
didn't have a
Lemon.
gay
Like,
romance
what does it
section.
mean?
He has since added one without my husband's consent. Honestly, fair enough. I completely get where you're coming from in this instance.
I don't
You
know.
should absolutely set and maintain those boundaries.
Irish
especially
check
when
it.
the same
Irish
things
from
that he
Ireland
knows
check
are
in and someone
inflammatory. It
explain.
doesn't matter if it's, the same group as he belongs to. If someone has told you your words
Why is
make me
that so
uncomfortable,
offensive?
You really need to stop doing that. It's inappropriate. You'd think that person would listen, but apparently not. Apparently Joe has something wrong with him where he doesn't understand that you don't want to hear that it's not appropriate, and that he really needs to, rein himself in. I don't know why your husband is not really supporting you in this one, and I'd really like to know
Why would that be a bad thing?
And now, onto the update. Joe is my husband's son. I won't go too much into the details for both my and their privacy, but I had a major fight with my husband about why he was being so lenient with him and why he
'Cause they're
didn't have
fucking.
my back in this. We were shouting back and forth until he shouted something about blood being thicker than
Not
water.
Guido.
I shouted back about him being just some boy, and he stopped suddenly.
Who would be offended by
Then
that?
he told me. Joe is from an ex-girlfriend of his who's now unable to take care of him, so my husband picked up. He's been paying child support for years.
Yeah, Pips, do you have the
We
context
each
to
have our own
explain
separate bank accounts,
to us why
I
that's
didn't
so
even notice.
special?
I'm
Why is that more
contemplating
offensive
separation and
than being
divorce.
called
Someone I've known
the
for
actual
25
F
years
slur?
became a stranger in 10 seconds. I physically got sick thinking back on those sexual remarks that he made to his father. My husband always went white as a
Oh,
ghost when he said
it
those
is his
kinds of
dad.
things, and that was possibly
And he's
the
making
only
sexual
thing that he
comments towards
actually
him.
gave out to him for, but it makes me feel sick all the same. In the comments, Chainblade59 says, the update is absolutely insane. I'm sorry that you got hit with such an overwhelming piece of information. No perfect way to navigate finding out something life-changing like that. Especially not the asshole now. I wish you the best
Why is
of
he
luck
so
moving
offended by
forward
it?
after finding out that he was lying for so long. And yes, hiding that information is absolutely lying. You have a husband problem. My co-workers and I can casually throw around the word D-I-K-E back and forth at each other, and it doesn't matter. But I would never use that language around elder lesbians. I never had to deal with the negative effects of that word being used against me. The only real reason that my peers and I can so casually joke about it now is largely thanks to their generation being the ones who pushed back and loudly fought against hate speech. I consider it the highest
Cool,
form of
go jerk
disrespect
off to photos
point
of me
that
with long hair
language in
then.
their direction. It's like pointing at a war-torn veteran
We're
with a toy
talking
gun
about stuff.
and thinking that it's funny to joke about shooting them. Not the asshole. Kids gotta learn
Why
one
is
way or
this
another,
offensive
and
to
gentle warnings
him?
aren't getting through to him. It's time that he learns that Pride Month aesthetics aren't what won us our rights. It's the
What the
quiet
hell?
bookshop owners who survived years of abuse,
I'm so
directed at their
confused. Is
sexuality,
bro
and
okay?
lived to provide a small corner
Why is
where
that more
kids like
offensive
him
than
can
being
feel
called a
safe.
No, I can
Updates would be
YouTube.
like a truck. I
If you
just
get
don't
mad
see
at
how
me,
OP could
we will
remain
have
in
problems.
this marriage
Why is that
after
worse than being called a
years of
fag?
single.
Like, hello?
And Joe is not blameless in this
But, like,
either.
the full
He's
word.
more than old enough to know that what he's saying is completely inappropriate in a work
That's
setting.
so weird.
Not just because he's saying it to his own father. Agreed. I just read another story where a woman was deceived by her husband of 10 years when she thought the child they took in was his cousin's child, when in reality, it was her husband's child. I mean, years and years of blatant lies and disrespect. How can you come back from that? You can't. Yeah, I don't think that you can come back from that. That is genuinely one of the worst things you can do, to hide that child for such a long time.
This is why we should
from
have
your
just one
husband
Ireland.
of such a
None
long
of this
time.
British
I
bullshit,
don't
but
have the words to communicate the disgust
let me
I
not
feel
start a
at the
war
betrayal of this magnitude.
in chat.
All I can say is that I hope OP gets out of there, because what foundation do you have left in this relationship? I really do feel like the trust is gone. That was not the man that you married, and it seems as though the entire marriage was built on a lie. I wish OP all the best. I hope we get more updates on this one and things end a little bit more amicably, and I hope that he leaves, but I guess time will tell with this one. Thank you for your story, OP. I hope you're alright.
You're a cigarette and you got beat up and
My
went to
roommate
jail.
sent me
What
a
are you talking about right
condescending
now?
text and then lost her mind when I stood up for
What the
myself.
hell?
I, female 22, live with a roommate, female 27, who frankly barely cleans. I'm the one who's constantly wiping counters, taking out the trash, doing dishes, cleaning up after her dog when she doesn't, all while working full-time and trying to keep the peace. I don't nitpick, I don't complain every time I clean something up. I
That
just
seems
try to do my part,
so
and
much more
sometimes hers,
silly
so the place stays livable.
to be
So the
mad
one time she finally decided
about.
to clean, and by clean, I mean wipe the stove and toss out some trash, she texts me this long message while I'm at work. Not to have a conversation,
Like, one of those is a
just
slurs that will get you
passive-aggressive
banned
reminders about
from
life
places, and the other one is one that
visit, putting my drinks away, emptying
most
the
sites
dishwasher
will,
before she
like, try to
leaves it,
autocorrect because they don't know what that word is.
counter rule that she mentioned once forever ago, like it was a
Like,
binding
sir.
contract. She even made
Also,
a weird point to
how
say
does
that
he
she
have a
cleaned out
secret
oil
husband when,
and
or
asparagus
secret
in
son?
the
How does your
trash.
husband have a
That was
secret
some
son when you've been
overlap
married that
needed
long?
acknowledgement. The
What's
message was
going on?
condescending, and it honestly caught
You've
me off
been-
guard. I told her that
You've
I
been
got the
cheated on. I
message,
think we
while
have
I
bigger
understood
issues.
that being overwhelmed, the delivery
Like
was
what?
unnecessary. I reminded her that I've been pulling my weight and cleaning up after her and her dogs more than she probably realizes. I said if we're gonna start keeping tabs, I'll just stop cleaning up her messes too. I also said her burnout isn't
It's probably because there's so many British there. The British ruin everything.
Guilt tripped just because I'm in the same space.
Ugh.
She came back defensive, accusing me of overreacting, saying she was just asking me to pick up after myself, and called me a little girl for having feelings about how she talks to me. Then we ended up fighting in person,
Bitch.
where she kept gaslighting me, telling me that I was delusional and twisting everything I said. I snapped and called her a bitch. I'm not proud of it. That part crossed the line, and I owned it. I sent her a respectful apology for the name calling. I told her that I
I
shouldn't
sent
have
her a
said that,
respectful
but I
apology.
stood by
Okay,
the
we only have
boundary
3 of
that I
those.
set it. I let
Never
her know that I
mind.
wasn't
We don't
going to
actually
keep
need a
going
copy
in
of
circles,
that.
and that all I wanted was for us to live respectfully and decently. Nothing more. Her response: "You messed up real bad. You're gonna want to bite your tongue next time, little girl. You extremely crossed the line beyond my boundaries. Keep your apology and stick it up your ass, you delusional biatch." Don't stop going to therapy either.
Bro!
Goddamn! Alright. I see where we stand. So,
What the hell?
that's where we are now.
No, I meant they're probably
guess I
turfs
struck it
and
up.
racists because there's too many British people, and British people tend to also be turfs and racists. That's why I said the British ruin everything, because they tend to have the wrong opinions.
In a space that we both pay for. I'm tired of walking on eggshells around people who give dishes but lose their minds when it's handed
This
back
one,
to them.
okay.
I'm not perfect, but I've been fair. I've tried, and now I'm just done. Thanks for letting me get that out. In the comments, Fish Obsession says, "I had a roommate like yours. I tried cleaning after her and not cleaning after. Doesn't matter. She never changed.
Just get a different roommate at that point. What the hell?
I lost a good friend, all because she wouldn't take responsibility for cleaning her messes and breaking everything in my house. Some people never change, and it's best to get out." OP says,
Right,
"She's been
like,
like
just-
this since we moved in, so I realized quickly that there's no compromising with her. But I also love a clean space, so I do my part as much as I can. I'm just blindsided by the way that she reacted and the words that she used. I totally understand. I just want to point out that if she's that hostile over basic accountability on both sides, then I doubt that y'all will find common ground. Perhaps finding other living arrangements would benefit you both. Every time she makes a mess and leaves, take a picture and send it to her. Pick up after yourself. This, if she wants to be petty, get pettier. And either do this or stay in silence until your lease is up and you can move elsewhere. The roommate is just as insulting and name-calling as OP, but OP is the only one apologizing. I am fairly well on your side for this one because you didn't actually do anything to warrant...
You don't mind
that
British
level of
people? There's your first mistake.
That was nasty. That was way below the belt. That was
It's a
grabbing your nuts and
self-preservation
licking
to
them
hate
out
the
over.
British.
I don't know what crawled up her ass.
This is a
died
morally
and multiplied.
correct
There is
opinion to
something
hate the British,
seriously wrong
okay?
with her head, that's for sure. I really think that you either go nuclear
Woo!
pettiness, or you completely
Okay, I had it done.
disengage and stop talking to her.
Okay,
I
now that I've
myself
added them all
really
as
want to see you
t-shirts.
going nuclear petty mode though. It's what she deserves. And it's what I think everyone here wants to see you doing. I want to see this getting messy, and I want some righteous revenge. You
Should we
probably
swap
be
to
an arsehole
drawing?
for doing it, but
Let's
I'm
draw
gonna
for a
say
bit.
You would be justified.
Let's work
and I'm
on-
giving you a justified pass to do it because I love the drama. And now, on to the updates. Hey everyone. First off, thank you so much for the love and support on my
Let's
last
work on
post.
Usahana.
I didn't expect to get so much
Do I have a
attention.
glove?
And honestly, reading your comments really helped me feel less alone. Life has been chaotic, and I wanted to give an update on where things stand. A couple of days after the fight with my roommate, where she disrespected me after I apologized, I slowly started moving my stuff back into my room.
There we go.
One of those things was my Snapware Pyrex set from Costco. I had originally let her use it, but it's mine, and I always intended to take it with me when I moved.
Not the Pyrex.
Anyway, I found one of them in the fridge with some soggy chicken that had clearly been sitting there for days.
I hate many people, mostly Canadians, the French and the British, but I have room for hatred of others as well.
Started loudly talking shit about me on the phone to whoever she was talking to. I ignored it and
It's a
just
mask. I
went
want
home.
that to be a
The
glove.
next morning, while I was showering and getting ready,
Do I
she
not have
starts
any
yelling
fucking
at me,
gloves?
asking where the trash bags are. I asked which ones, because I had bought the last pack, and there was no way that we had finished them. She starts gaslighting me, saying that they were hers from the shop, whatever that means.
Son of a
I was too
bitch.
tired for the drama, so I just gave her the trash
Whatever.
bags and told her not to use my stuff
Whatever.
anymore. She flipped and said that I was unbearable to live with, that I should just leave, and that she wanted me gone. So So I said, you know what? Fine. I'll leave.
Lol.
Later that day, I went to the leasing office to explain the situation. They gave us 3 options. 1, we both transfer to separate units. 2, we break the lease early. Or 3,
Yeah, the US was
I
never a
drop my
colony.
name on the lease, pay a fee, and she shows proof, pay stubs, that she can afford rent on her own. Later that night, she texted me asking, do you want to leave or do you want me to? I said I will leave. I told the leasing office and asked
Yes,
them to follow
yes,
up with her
we
with
definitely all
pay
hate the
stubs
British
so that we
here.
could move forward. That same day,
That's
I
how I
went to
got
tour
banned
an
from
apartment that I had
TikTok.
been
No, was it
eyeing.
Instagram? I got
It
banned
was
from
the
somewhere
exact
for hating the
unit I
British too
wanted,
much.
and I applied immediately. Fast forward to today, I got approved. I'm moving in tomorrow. But here is where it gets messy again.
The thing is, everyone hates Americans, but like, we don't think about them, so it doesn't matter. You know, like that meme of like, I hate you. It's like, I don't think of you at all. That's so.
She responds,
It's like, yeah, you usually hate the main character or love them.
She says she can't send them or she can't afford it.
C'est la vie.
She couldn't afford it. I honestly still don't know what she meant. I reminded
Alright.
her that this was the option that she agreed to.
Now we got to
and
do
if she
some
wanted to
line
stay,
work.
This was what needed to happen. I told her again, I'm moving out. If you want to stay here, then that's on you. She then says, let's just break the lease then. I told her I can't afford that, which is why we agreed that I would just leave and she would stay. She responds, I don't care about ruining my credit.
Aw, it's cute that you
I
think
left her
that.
delivered after that.
But
Then 30
no,
minutes later,
no,
she
there
goes,
is
"I guess I'll have
endless
to leave
threads
then
of
too."
people talking about
I honestly
us.
don't know if she's
But
just
like,
being petty,
um,
playing games, or genuinely doesn't understand the situation. But tomorrow,
no,
I'm going
no,
back to the leasing office to sort it
they
out
wouldn't
once
be
and for
talking
all.
about it
I feel stuck and frustrated,
if they
but I'm also ready to
weren't
get out of
thinking
this
about it.
toxic situation.
Meanwhile, we're not talking about them.
Any
We're only
advice
talking
is
about
welcome.
them
Thanks again
in
to
reference to
everyone for
us.
following this
Notice how
journey.
I'm saying them
Means more
and
than
not
you
like any specific
Comments,
country,
new
because like
weekends,
it doesn't matter.
She isn't your problem anymore. Stop interacting with her. It's nothing but bad for your own.
But like for them, it's always
Sounds like until the
Americans,
roommate does the pay
because
stub,
they're thinking about
you'll
us
still be on the
specifically.
lease, so definitely still
Whereas
no problem.
I just specifically hate
It sounds like
the
you picked
British,
option 3 where
the
you
French,
need to drop your name
and
on the
Canada.
lease. Why do you care if she provides her pay
Because they
stubs?
fucking
Not
suck
your
at
problem.
driving.
The leasing company chase her because that is their problem. If being able to drop your name from the lease is contingent upon her showing proof, then why are you paying a fee? In any case,
Yeah.
stop
What do you mean there's no
engaging with her.
international
Move forward on
representation in the
your own.
US media?
You are not in this
That's
together.
just
I don't
not
think
at
the
all
office will
true.
allow OP to drop
We
her
get
name without proof that
channels
her
from
name
like
is
every
also
other
based on
country.
work.
Like
This was my first thought reading the options. And you know what? It's
I can
ended
literally
on a very
pay and
hasty
get
note,
all
not
of
one that I
Canada's
thought it would
TV
end on,
if I
and
wanted to.
everybody is okay in this situation.
Why the fuck would I do that though?
This sounds like a fun way to leave that living space.
Like, what do you mean?
It does not sound like she has her ass backed up. She didn't respond to anyone
All of
who
our shit
clarified
is
whether or not
international.
she was still on the lease.
Other than like Native American stuff, but like all of it's international. That's kind of the whole idea.
I don't really know what to say in this one. besides the fact
Canada
that it's
wishes it was America Light, but actually it's Australia Light,
if he was stuck with someone like that,
which is
yeah,
embarrassing.
You just need to start ignoring her because she's not your problem anymore. Thanks for the story, OP, and good luck.
That sucks. I know, I'm also trying to explain that
Am I overreacting for threatening to take my sister to court?
That's
after her
not-
toddler destroyed
that's
my
not true.
$2,000
Maybe
game
in
setup
bumfuck
because she said
nowhere
that I shouldn't
America,
pay
but
either
in
for my
any
apartment.
single big city, that's
I
just
read
like
it.
not
I'm
true at
female
all.
25, and I'm honestly at my breaking point with this
Like
one.
half
From the
of the
outside
signs here
perspective,
are in
this
another
entire family
language.
is acting like I'm mustached German man who's
Like-
standing my ground. So I, 25 female, and a student software developer,
Good, you should take offense to Australia Light.
my free time.
Australia is better than you,
I live in a
Canada,
one-bedroom
okay?
apartment that I've spent
Accept
years
it.
making cozy and
Accept it. They have half of their country can't even be used and is terrifying. And the grass will kill you, okay? Still better than the bagged milk and your shitty version of Starbucks, and the fact that none of you can use a goddamn roundabout and you come swarm our fucking Costco. You know what the best thing ever? The one silver lining of the bullshit tariffs? No Canadians at my Costco. That's right.
But she swore that she would keep an eye on him and that it would be just for
Finally, I can know peace in the Costco parking lot. No more Canadians. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. It's beautiful. No more shoe boxes of people fucking putting on all of the shoes they've purchased to cross the border to try to avoid the fucking tax. And y'all just leave that shit in the parking lot. Put it in the trash.
He's curious. It's normal. But she closes the office door anyway. Cut to Sunday.
The amount of listen, and working retail made me hate Canadians even more, because the amount of Canadians that come in and are like, I get like a special tax write-off because I'm Canadian. No, the fuck you do not. No, you don't! What planet are you living on? Get the fuck out of here. Oh.
Into the tower. Into it.
Don't even get me started on Quebec. Every motherfucking French Canadian that I have ever met is literally Satan. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, they're all in jail because they're that terrible. The maple syrup is runny. It sucks ass. If I want maple flavored water, I'll get that and dump it on my fucking pancakes.
Baby-proofing a $2,000 gaming setup
No.
is not a standard requirement for adults living alone. She told me to calm down.
Yeah, we have better maple syrup.
Stuff is replaceable.
And it's thicker. We add corn syrup to that bitch, as you should, so it's thick.
I told her that wasn't acceptable and that she needed to take full responsibility. She left in a huff, and now my whole family is blowing up my phone.
Yeah.
My mom says I'm being materialistic and should understand that my
And why does the chai taste different at Starbucks in Canada than it tastes here? Why did they make it worse?
That's kind of overkill. I filed a claim with
Why would you do that?
But there's no guarantee
It had a good spice mix, and then it has a shit spice mix. Why would you why would you fuck with the spice mix?
Now I'm getting texts from my sister demanding an apology for blaming her kid for being curious.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up, Canada.
Repairs and replacements, or at least met me halfway, and she blocked me. So, am I overreacting if I take my sister to court over this? In the comments, Sirocco Dream says, not overreacting.
Definitely not
That kid's
overreacting.
a menace, and parents are on the hook financially for whatever their dumb kids do. Your relationship with your family has already taken a hit, so I understand why you're concerned about souring it even further. Stop trying to text your family for a moment. Before heading to small claims court, collect up your evidence. Purchase receipts for the damaged items, photographs of the damage, and screenshot downloads of what replacement costs from various online retailers.
Okay, I'm gonna put everything on separate layers.
With the new trade war going on.
Yeah, poutine is not. It's gross. To be fair though, I do live in Seattle, so maybe our Starbucks is just like better than everywhere else, because it's actually Starbucks, not whatever the fuck they're doing other places.
Night in a hotel or a respectable motel would have cost your sister had she gone that route instead. If your parents and your brother live in the area as well, include a map of the distance from your sister's place to one of their homes, showing that she could have easily stayed with one of them. Make 5 additional copies of your evidence file, keeping the original in a safe place. Attempt to set up a meeting with your sister and with your extended family if they're in the area. If they agree to meet, present your sister.
Canada is the worst.
Each with
It's
their
like
own copy of your evidence file. Tell them that you don't want to take sister to court, but that you did her a
It's
favor.
it's
And in exchange,
it's
you allowed her child to
it's like
trash your
it's
expensive
and everyone's like,
food.
oh, they're so nice.
You shouldn't
No,
have to pay for her
passive
mistake.
aggressive is the
If
word you're
they,
looking
the other
for.
adults in the family, want to shoulder the replacement costs between them, then there will be no need for small claims courts. If they all expect you to shoulder the costs alone for doing your sister a favor, tell them that you'll secure a lawyer and add the legal fees and damages for the harassment that they have committed. Their
Lol.
response will be whatever it is, and it might get very ugly. Remain calm and do not raise your voice. Leave if they start being unreasonable. You'll have your answer.
Okay.
If they see the extent of the damage and your sister pays up, or the rest of your family chips in to help, then you'll get your replacements and everything will eventually blow over. If they dig their heels in and start calling you names, then it's time for the lawyer. OP replies, "Hey, thank you so much for this." It honestly gave me a lot of clarity in the middle of a really overwhelming situation. As a bit of an update, my sister's husband actually
It's so
reached
funny
out to
when
me
people
last
say
week
Yanks
earlier
as
and
like
said that he wants to figure
a
something out.
derogatory term,
He
because
didn't
like,
know the full extent of what happened, as he suspected that my sister
what is
might be
that supposed to even
Yeah.
mean?
and he seemed genuinely
Like,
sorry. That gives me some hope.
why is that supposed to be
Part of what makes it
offensive?
so frustrating is that I work as a janitor
I'm
part-time too,
It's not inherently. I'm just saying
I
it's
saved for years
people
to
who
build
use
that
it
tub, and it's not
derogatorily
yet.
is funny to me, because why is that supposed to be offensive to you?
Members who know how much I struggle has been honestly
It's
disheartening.
so silly.
Your advice about collecting evidence and
Like,
presenting it calmly
doesn't.
is something that I
It
would
is a Civil
definitely
War
do.
term, which is
Just
why
knowing I
it's
have
silly to
identified
use it,
options
because
helps a lot.
it's
Thank
that
you.
outdated of a term. It hasn't been used since then, really.
She would keep an eye on him, and the sheer amount
Like-
of time it must have taken him to do all of that damage. He
It's.
could have been heard while clambering over the monitors. If that had happened,
It doesn't.
I'm sure
It
she'd be
doesn't.
holding you
It's not
responsible.
very
Her
accurate of a
son got home
term
with crackers
in
and
this
put
day
them
and
in
age.
Texas. So how did he get the crackers? Did your sister give
Like,
them?
at all.
And if so, why was he wandering around with food unsupervised? What if he choked? All of this sounds like he was unsupervised for a substantial amount of time. That's
Yup.
negligence. Back up to the post. Update. Wow, just wow. 4 hours later, I wake up from my nap to this. Thank you guys. It'll take a bit of time for me to read all of this. My sister has still not unblocked me, but her husband reached out to find out what happened. I'm sorry I don't have more here to tell yet, but I'll update again when I do. Seriously, thanks for the insights, everyone. My head is a lot clearer now. Update 2. Hey y'all.
Yeah,
My
okay,
sister's
sorry, I have
husband
to
reached out,
focus
as
on
mentioned
this.
earlier, and we're working out a solution as soon as possible. He's been really understanding.
I have to do this in one line, or it'll
Also,
be
to clarify
fucked
on the
looking.
office situation, my one-bedroom apartment is on the smaller side, 33 meters squared / 355 feet squared. So the landlord converted an old ex-clothes cabinet into a makeshift office. It's weird, but the building is from the 40s, and I guess they had to get creative with the space with an old tenant or something.
I don't even think Texans would care about that term at this point.
Plus kitchen, I slept there, plus the office. Thanks for all the support. I really don't have the words for how nice people are being both in DMs and in the comments. To me, this is similar to that ferret incident that I covered the other day. It was OP's ferret.
Yeah, go cry in the shower, have fun.
Ultimately, OP should have to cover the damages, whatever that may be. In this case, it is OP's sister's child that caused the damage. She left the kid unsupervised. Seems like the kid was in there for a long time doing a lot of damage unsupervised. So it's entirely up to her to reimburse OP for the damage that her child has caused. The fact that she went and spun the story to the entire family and got all of them to attack OP is truly disgusting. And the fact that none of them said, hey, hold on a minute, let's ask OP what her version of events is and let's get an understanding, not just one person's idea of the situation. I think that tells you about OP's place in
Hello?
the family and how they view her, as opposed to this sister. They weren't even willing to reach
What
out
is the
to
point
OP
of
with
doing
the
that if it's
story.
not gonna
They just
work?
believed her at the drop of a hat.
The fuck?
Cool family, that one. Really nice family you got there, OP. They
Motherfucker.
sound like
Okay,
stand-up
fine.
individuals. I don't think you're overreacting at all. I think that you're doing everything within your power that
I
is
don't wanna have
reasonable.
to
You're
rotate
trying
it.
to find a middle ground. You even offered to do half-half. I don't think you should have even offered that. But you did. And she blocked you for it. What an asshole! I'd be going to small claims court for this one if I were you. If she's not gonna relent, see you in court, buddy. And now,
God damn it,
on
it gets
to
so
updates.
pixelated when I rotate.
Hey again. Just wanted to post a quick
Motherfucker.
update since it's been a little under a week, and a few people asked what happened next. Things are better, pretty freaking weird, and still ongoing, but
bitch.
here's where we're at. Last Saturday, my brother-in-law came over to check out the damage himself. He actually brought
It's
Max,
not the worst.
the toddler, with him,
It's fine.
which I was almost livid about at first, but he had a reason. He asked Max to try opening the office/closet door, and the kid couldn't do it. The door was too heavy for him. You can probably guess where this is going. Brother-in-law offered to take my PC to the store that originally built it for me.
Texas barbecue
just
is
to see
really
what was
good.
fixable. I agreed, but asked for something in writing just so I had some peace of mind. We put together a little agreement that he'd be responsible for it while it was with him. Yeah, it was just a formality and would not hold much merit anywhere, but it helped me feel a bit more in control. On Monday, he dropped it off at the shop and gave them my number so they could keep me updated. He also told me that he confronted my sister about how things played out. I sent in my
I have to
original
do all of
Reddit
these on a
post
different
too.
layer so I can make them the
She
right
read the
color.
comments and apparently showed them to her.
When we're done.
She still hasn't unblocked me, and from what I've heard, was not happy about the fact that my brother-in-law is actually listening to me. I also shared the post in some comments with my parents and brother, since no one really believed me before. My parents still don't fully get it, but they've at least stopped pushing back. My brother is more understanding now, though for some reason, he mostly wanted to talk about how many people saw the post. I don't think either of those three really still care, and I'm fine if they see this.
Yeah, they definitely
Do
don't.
better. Anyway, I went to see the PC today, Wednesday here, and the shop said that it's mostly salvageable. It needs a very, very careful internal clean, and a few fans replaced, and some wiring fixed, but overall, the main parts survived somehow. Brother-in-law told me he'll cover the cost of repair, no hesitation. When I brought up what my sister said about not being able to pay even $200, he said she's lying. He also said that he's not
She's
sure Max
lying?
actually did all the damage.
Wow.
He thinks the door was left open on purpose, or that my sister might have even done some of it herself. Based on the height of the tower, and where the crackers ended up, it didn't quite add up to a toddler acting alone. Apparently she's been telling him that I have a gambling addiction. I did get a bit hooked on Genshin like 4 years ago, and that maybe this whole thing...
Wow, your sister fucking sucks, dude.
is new. She used to be supportive, or at least indifferent. No idea where that switch came from. So yeah, that's where we're at. My PC is being cleaned up and fixed, and
That's
brother-in-law
bullshit.
is covering the cost. Sister still has me
Fuck your
blocked
sister.
and won't
Not like
talk to
that.
me. Still tempted to start something with her, to be honest, especially if she actually did all of this on purpose. Still not ruling out small claims courts, depending on how things go.
Definitely go to small claims if she did some of it. Fuck her. Oh my
Seeing how
god.
many people understood what happened really helped me hold the line with my family when I felt like I was losing my mind. One thing I've been turning over in my head lately is what if my sister did do something to my setup on purpose? I don't want to believe that. It feels like a
Honestly,
stretch,
typical
but the
state
more I think about
hospital
it, the less so, I
activities.
guess. But then I remember how she acted when I asked her to keep Max out of the office. The eye roll and the "he's just curious" comments, like she didn't take any of it seriously, and now hearing from my brother-in-law that she's been saying I have a crippling gambling, gaming, or whatever.
That's what everyone who's
and
tasted
needed
human
to
flesh has
grow
said it
up.
tastes like is
It's
pork,
just weird.
which
She used to
makes
be cool
sense.
about it. Never super into games herself, but she got that it was important to me. If something changed, I don't know when or why. And if this was some weird way to make a point or teach me a lesson, that's messed up. You're
And
not
it
our mum.
backfired.
How about talking first instead of this? I don't want to jump to conclusions, but the more I think about it, the less it makes sense that Max could have done all of that alone. It's sick if she blamed her own son for it. So yeah, not accusing anyone outright, but that thought is there now.
I mean,
If you're my sister reading this, which I'm guessing you are, because I bet you'd love to look at the comments that are on your side a lot. I don't know why you blocked me. I don't know what shifted in your head about all of this, but if you actually had anything to do with damaging my setup, whether it was on purpose or just through complete carelessness, fuck you.
Why is she
You know
reading
I
the
worked hard for that.
comments?
You know what that rig meant to me, and you know I would never do something like this to your stuff. And if Max really did all of this on his own, I hope you're paying closer attention now. Not for my sake, but for his. Read the comments on my first post again
Brett.
from other parents and people with younger siblings who clearly know better than you. That's all. Thanks for reading those who did. In the comments, Affectionate T says, I'm really glad things are turning for the better, but what about the other damages? Like gaming chair, keyboard, etc. OP says, my chair is okay. The cushion, legs and back is stained with red permanent marker, but I've learned to live with it.
That's so
Co-workers and I are
annoying.
trying to find a chemical mix to fix the situation on the cushions, but an ethanol solution, small amounts, I don't want to ruin the chair further, has slowly been working at cleaning the other parts. Being a janitor does have its perks. Keyboard, I couldn't find all the keycaps that were pulled off. I replaced the missing ones with an old keyboard's ones, both mechanical, so it's a bit awkward, but it works for now.
That would piss me off so fucking much, bro.
Find some that fit. The cracked monitor, on the other hand, needs to be replaced. I guess calling it cracked was a kindness in itself. Still got the other two left, and at least it wasn't the most expensive one, but yeah. Why aren't you just having your brother-in-law pay for a new keyboard and monitor? Or professional cleaning for the chair? That's all part of the repairs. He replies, we're waiting to see if my sister confesses to anything. If so, she will be paying out of her own pocket and paying
Ooh,
back.
popcorn is always good.
Not my brother-in-law. If she confesses and refuses, then, well, lawyer time. The computer is essential, but the keyboard works, and I still have 2 monitors. That's why I'm willing to wait for the other damage to be solved. Well, interesting that that's where we stand for now. Unfortunately, it looks like even after everything has been cleared up, and you showing your family that, hey, this is all her fault, this is not my fault, I shouldn't have to pay for all of this, your family just doesn't care. They are more than happy to
Yeah,
come
they
down on you when
clearly
they're
don't like you very
just
much.
being in the wrong here, but when you clear your name and you show that she's actually in the wrong, it's a, oh, that's crazy. Anyway, very interesting dynamic that you have with your family there. I'd be questioning that.
Yeah, I'd be like,
as you see in this last
okay, you
comment,
guys are
if
gone.
she confesses and refuses, then well, yeah, lawyer time. Absolutely. There needs to be consequences for her actions. You need to make an example of her. She needs to know that she is not infallible and that she can't get away with this bullshit. I will be a very sad man if it turns out that she gets off the hook for this one. But I trust, given your words, OP, you're gonna take her to the cleaners, as you should, so good
I
luck
hope
with
that
it.
OP does take her to small claims.
Anyway, guys, that's where I'm gonna end today's episode. I do
No.
hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it.
Damn,
in the
it's already
comments down below,
7:30.
and I'll see you
That's
in the next one.
crazy. Okay, let me find. Have I seen Hey Arnold? I have seen Hey Arnold. Not in a long time though. Let's see. Ooh, here, perfect. Boop. I don't know how much rewatch value is in Hey Arnold, honestly.
Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now, today's first story comes from titled Parents subreddit. We haven't been here in a hot minute, from Brins89, who says, my family disowned me 15 years ago. Complete no contact. Now, all at once, they want back in my life and are stalking me. I finally confronted them. Disclaimer, part of this is from a post on Am I the Arsehole that was removed, then added to the events of today. I don't know if this goes here. I just needed to get it out. I confronted them today and I can't stop crying or shaking. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I'm finally calming down a little to get this done. So I, 36 male, got into some trouble 15 years ago. I take all the responsibility for this, and even to this day I carry all the shame, guilt and embarrassment for it. Also, this might come up. This is not a cultural or religion. It's just shame to the family name. The situation when I was 19, my ID was stolen and was being used in another state, and created a situation where my driver's license was suspended nationwide.
And that's your fault.
Somehow,
How?
any and all notifications from the other state never made it to me.
How is that your
I started
fault?
doing all the necessary things I needed to do to try and fix the problem. I, however, had a couple of tickets in my current state that I needed to pay but couldn't because I needed to pay my rent and keep my apartment. Also at the time my full-time job was having problems and was borderline shutting down. So to try and make ends meet, I was doing a lot of freelance work as well. Again, my fault. I knew the company was in trouble, but I was still holding out hope that things would get better. I was hoping that a couple more freelance jobs and I'd be able to finally pay the tickets.
I just told you there's
This
45
was
minutes
never
left
the
of
case,
what?
And the long story short of it is I was arrested and spent 2 weeks in jail. Not ideal, but I guess in the long run it worked out for the best by clearing the tickets in my home state. However, my family felt otherwise and I was completely disowned because of this. I lost everything.
Bro,
and everyone.
what? That doesn't even
The only
make
reason I
sense.
still had my apartment was because I had enough to cover the rent and the freelance work kept up. It took another 6 months, but I was finally able to get to the other state to release my driver's license. I decided that since my family hated me, I didn't need them. So a year later, I changed my last name.
I
phone
am
number, and
confusion.
email. My social media is locked down so tight, you would think I was hiding national security secrets. I was able to finish college and get settled into my career, and at this point, I'm happier than I've ever been. Enter current time, and 2 weeks ago, there was a knock on my door, and it was my mum and dad. Again, it had been 15 years, and I hadn't spoken to them not one word. The only thing I could get out of my mouth was, "How did you find me, and what are you doing here?" My mum's response was, $5,000 to a private investigator. Finally, a search of Facebook with just your name found you,
Wait.
and the private investigator confirmed it was you. I responded, "You didn't answer my second question. What are you doing here?" My mum again said it's been 15 years. Looking at where you are, it seems you've learned your lesson, and you're succeeding. You've missed out on a lot of things. I ended with, "Yes,
The
I've learned
fuck?
my lesson. One of them is I don't think anyone will ever help you or be understanding, even your family. And yes, I did succeed, and I did it entirely without you. Please leave and don't ever come back." I shut the door
I
in their
don't
face,
understand why
locked
they were
it,
mad in the
checked the
first
back door, and
place.
closed all the curtains. I'm guessing they hung around for another 15 minutes knocking, demanding to be let in. I went back to bed, turned the fan on high, and went back to sleep. I did some research, and I have missed out on a lot. I have nieces and nephews, brothers and sister-in-laws. But the truth is, I don't know any of them, and I don't think I need to. I live a very quiet life. I can count on 2 hands how many friends I actually have. A friend said I might have taken it too far, that I should have given them a chance, and if I didn't like what
Why?
they had to say, then I could have told them to go away. I was hoping that this was going to be the end of it, but no. They have taken to stalking me. I'll be completely honest. They are harmless, but just a real pain in the ass. And also, I've been fucking with them and having some fun with the help of a friend. And they'll cause them fleas and will check on me, asking if I have fleas or not. Kind of
Stop.
funny. If I say yes, then it's game on. The first night he came over, we walked to town to a really expensive restaurant that I knew they were never going to go to. Another night, we went to the porn store. That was the best one. This past week, the way my days off fell,
God
I had a
damn it.
5-day stretch, so I decided to go to the city for a few days. I'm walking distance to the Amtrak station and they followed me. I kept my AirPods in the whole time, and I knew they were trying to talk to me, but I ignored them the entire time. People on the
What is their
platform
fucking
even were
problem?
telling me that they were talking to me, and I said I know, but I don't want to deal with them. The train came and I got on and left them to watch. I loved it. It got to the point I finally had to acknowledge them. They weren't going to go away, so
Why?
we met at the park across from my apartment. I didn't hold anything back. I told them this was the one and only time I was going to talk to them. I took a page from the Matlock series and told them I was their judge. I was their jury. Thank you, Olympia Lawrence. I then told them that as far as I was concerned, they were guilty of anything and everything, and all I was doing was hearing what they had to say before I walked away from them. I asked them that why now, after 15 years,
I'm
they're
so
demanding
confused
feedback in my
again why
life,
they were
and why
mad
they
at
made
him
the
for getting his
decisions they did
identity
to disown
stolen.
me. They told me that I ruined the family name, that the shame I brought to the family was horrible, and that this was the only way to make it right was to get rid of me.
What?
They said that recently my name has been coming up in conversation, that the family has grown with a lot of new people. That brother and sister-in-law were asking questions about who is Brinley. That I have a niece who they think I would love and get along with, and the same for a nephew who was born last year, and now should be the time to fix things. They said that looking at my apartment and the life I had, that I must have learned my lesson about being a better person and managing my life better. I finally cut them off and told them that I couldn't stand to hear anymore.
Bro, what?
I was at the point I could hear my heart beating in my ears. I told them I did everything completely by myself. Nobody from that life exists anymore, not one person. That they need to just tell everyone the truth, that I was in jail for 2 weeks, and because of this, the decision was made to get rid of me. I told them that I did it all
Like,
on my
bro,
own. And
that
my
wasn't
one
his
cousin,
fault,
Jean,
though.
who
I'm
was only a
so
cousin by marriage, was the one
confused.
who was there for me, hence why I took her last name. I told them that to this day, I'm doing everything on my own and rely on nobody, and don't need or want them in any way in my life. They made their decisions and I'm making mine. I told them this will be the last time we talk, and that I would be going to see a lawyer to see if there's anything they could do to be done to keep them away from me, and that if they continue to follow me around or show up at my apartment, I would have them arrested for trespassing.
Good.
I went back home and again locked everything down, pulled the curtains, and I've been crying since. The absolute audacity in this to talk about family name and shame when these people have just disowned you for having a couple of tickets that you
Like,
couldn't
it's
pay,
so
that you
weird.
struggled to pay,
Like,
and
it's
eventually
so
ended up in
dramatic and
jail
weird.
for.
I'm so
And apparently you
confused.
shame the
What the
family name.
hell?
They are absolutely awful people. And let's not also forget that they're bloody stalking you now, and they have the cheek to turn up to your door like and say you've learned your lesson. It was like OP said,
Like,
what
what?
lesson? When life gets tough, your family's going to completely abandon you. Absolute cheeky bastards. Commodore says to OP, they disowned you over a couple of traffic tickets.
That's so
Real
fucking
damage to
weird.
any honor they have is that they didn't help out their son when he was in financial trouble. I'm willing to bet that they want money from you now that you're living a good
Probably.
life. Kay replies to that saying, for real, I kept reading through thinking, wait, there's got to be something more. This family disowned their child over a couple of fucking traffic tickets. The actual
Right?
fuck? Dude,
It's
you
so
did
weird.
nothing wrong. Stop taking the blame for any of those, and please get it out of your head that you shamed the family name.
Yeah,
The only
like,
people
what?
who should be ashamed is them, and quite frankly, if that's the type of family they want to be, I'm thinking there isn't much there in the first place. Traffic tickets.
So fucking
Unreal.
weird.
OP says, my cousin Jean came over the other day.
I'm
I'm not sure what was going through her head, but she just showed up with wine, pizza, and cheesecake. God, I love that woman. I was really struggling with all of this, and she could tell. She finally just sat me down and told me what a lot
I'm
of
at a
other people
loss
have
for
told me.
words.
None of this was my actual fault. I hit the perfect storm, and it went into a hurricane. She revealed a lot of family secrets that she felt I needed to know, which really made me look at my parents in a different and truly negative way. That could maybe be a separate updated post. Dev says you
tell
don't
us-
have to forgive them. You're welcome to forget them.
Give
That's all
us
they
the
deserve.
tea.
Get a restraining order, violate them on it a couple of times, and go on with your life. Decide how you want to respond to any of these new people reaching out, but it's okay if you give them just a polite, no thanks, I'm good, and go on with your life. OP says I told them, don't ever show up on my doorstep or I'll throw them in jail, and then they can experience what I did. I didn't like that too much, but I'm hoping that was all it
Bruh.
will take. I'm gonna see a lawyer and see if having a cease and desist notice sent to them. Maybe getting a letter from the lawyer will slow them down. Aunt says, damn, good for you for getting where you are despite your family. I cannot get over the fact that they disowned you over the license thing.
Right?
My sister did some shit and was arrested and was in jail for a while. Not once did any of us think to not be there for her. My mum did everything she could to help
Like,
my
that's
sister.
so
and
fucking
all went
weird.
happy
I'm
with the path
so
she chose. We stood by
confused.
her. That was years ago, and she's turned her life around. I'm sorry they weren't there for you, but
Yeah,
you
no,
should be
I've
damn
been
proud of where
slowly
you are
going
now,
through the
despite
Kuropi
them.
quest, just
Ruby says,
like,
I don't expect anything from anyone. I only had two
It'll
people
get
stood
done when
by
it's
me until
done.
one of
I'm
them
like
said I
2
was too
frogs
much
away
work,
from
and that
finishing.
she didn't want to deal with me anymore. Enter my cousin Jean, my hero. She is only related by marriage, but she was there every step of the way, and never once, even to this day, said anything horrible. I'm just beyond grateful for her. So, OP did update the post and said, many of you have been asking for an update. First and foremost, thank you for all your responses. I was overwhelmed. I read every single one. I just couldn't keep up to responding to them. I also worked some extra shifts and had some really nice overtime, which right now comes in handy. Please just know I was not ignoring you. I just couldn't keep up. This isn't the update that many of you were most likely hoping for. I haven't heard from my family since I confronted them. I'm
Good.
hoping that it's all done and over, but at the same time, I'm thinking they're trying something else. I wanted to address some other things. Many are saying that they're out for money or body parts. That they see I'm successful
Not body
and such.
parts.
I can't see this being the case. I truly don't think it's money. If they were able to drop $5,000 for a private investigator,
True.
I can't see them hurting financially. My dad worked as a ORD for his entire career and made good money. I think OP confirmed that's something like haulage or something like that. And OP continues, my mum worked for a global corporation as a historical document manager. I didn't ask, but I'm thinking they might even still be working. Others said they may need body parts. I can't see this being the case either, because all of these would have been mentioned the first or the last time we talked. You'd be surprised some of the stories we've seen.
Yeah, you'd be
People have
surprised.
mentioned they see me successful and want in on it, and take the credit saying that they are responsible for that and how they treated me. I'm successful in my own way. My education is in healthcare management, and I work as a unit secretary. I've been here for a while and I truly love my job. I'm at the top of my pay scale and that's okay. I've made a life for myself. Yes, I do have some money stashed away. I live below my means and do what I have done. I'm single, no kids, so it's allowed me to save money.
Man,
And
that didn't
now,
glitch out
on
on
with
me.
the update.
Motherfucker.
I've not heard from any of them since the last meet where I confronted them. I'm hoping that they are just gone at this point. I truly don't want anything to do with any of them. I don't care that I have nieces or nephews or that I have a new brother and sister-in-laws. I would have to know my sister and brother and my parents to know all these new people.
Yeah, like I don't
And
know why they
frankly,
think
all of
OP is
them
gonna care
strangers.
about that shit.
And it just brings up a lot of bad emotions. My cousin Jean is the only person I have anything to do
Jean.
with, and she's been my rock. I can't begin to thank her enough for all she has done. She's been on vacation for a few weeks, so she doesn't know much of what happened. She got back and came over the other night. She showed up with wine, pizza and cheesecake. God, I love that woman. I loved that a moment ago. I opened the door and was greeted with, the wise woman has arrived and brought the makings of a great evening. I started crying to her response. However, it looks
Tomorrow
like I
is
should have
the
arrived a few
private
days
stream,
ago.
yes.
She set everything on the counter and just hugged me to get me to calm down. Finally, as she opened the wine and fixed up dinner, I told her everything. At the end, she got a vindictive smile on her face and was like, we need to talk. It's time for some family secrets to be told. First, she started with telling me that regardless of what others have said, what happened wasn't my fault. I was stuck in the
Obviously.
perfect storm, which blew up. She told me she saw my folder that had all of the work I had done to fix the problem, but it just didn't go fast enough. She reminded me that I didn't kill anyone. I didn't deal drugs or anything like that. I was stuck in a situation that didn't get fixed fast enough. She went on to tell me that it was no surprise that when I did the name change, that I chose the one I did. Come to find out, it was the last name I was born under, which was my grandmother's, my mother's mother, last maiden name. Jean, don't let your parents fool you. They are not the pure pillars of community that they want you to believe. I've always known that their relationship was not the best, but when I was born, they were split up and my mum was trying to hide me from my dad. My grandparents didn't like him, so it was decided to give me my grandmother's family name. She was getting more and more pissed off as she spoke. So let's talk about names, and since they are so hell-bent of how you shame the family name. Your mother was the one who was born under the influential names. Her mother's family, the name you took, was pretty much owned two of the local towns in our county. Your grandfather's name owned a few businesses in a different town. Your father's family was never heard of. They were from a different state and moved here for work
Bro,
purposes.
who gives a fuck about
Your
any of
dad
this?
has been writing off your mother's name and connections. Even to this day, your dad's family is pretty much a bunch of unknowns. On top of that, even if your grandparents were alive, they would have been completely behind you. and wouldn't have bought into that whole bullshit of shaming the family name. The only time I ever saw her in a mood like this was when I was in college, and when she introduced herself to the class, she looked square at me and made it clear that she had no favorites. All of this has really made me look at my parents in a different way. And
Dude, how
none
did
of
them
it's positive.
abandoning you not
It
make...
just
Okay.
reaffirms what I want even more, which is for them to just go away and never come back. To the small few of you saying this is fake, fan fiction and whatnot, go for it. Apparently all of you live in a perfect world with perfect families, and you most likely say the same thing to every post you read. I couldn't give two shits. A flying fuck or a rat's ass what you think.
Okay.
I just need to get this out. The top commenter on this one says, now, I wonder if your father is really your father or if your mum had a fling while separated from your dad.
Yeah.
This might explain why they disowned you so fast. Also, as I said before, this is all about image. Your parents not wanting to look bad in front of their social group since you became a normal functioning adult with what amounts to an average desk job. Who knows if they will come back at you or just make up some excuse that they tried and you have no heart and can't forgive their minor mistakes. Opie says, I'm really wanting a DNA test. But to do that, I
So
would need
weird.
him to submit for one as well. But that would require me to have to talk to him. At the same time, maybe just have a DNA done and see if any of them matches. Someone says, was Gene one of your professors in college?
You remember I
don't
talked
blame
about
you for
family
shutting them
problems
down
because of
with
being a sex
their,
worker?
Guess you've learned your lesson.
You are
They sure
confusing me
screwed
with
up
someone
that
else because
idiotic
my family
approach.
is fine with that.
Freaking audacity. Of course you cried. You have a kind and caring heart.
I have zero
They're still
family
wounded
issues
by
over
their
that.
treatment. I wish you all the blessings you deserve. Opie says she was one of my professors.
My
The funny
family
thing
would
was
never
that she didn't
disobey
have
me.
favorites, but she found a way around it to still have a favorite. And now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And let's move on to another story. Now, our next
Yeah,
story
it was
comes
one of the
from
reasons to not be
Inevitable
one
Gain
is potentially
340, and it
family
says,
issues,
"Am
but
I
like
the asshole for being upset that my ex-husband didn't take our divorce the way he took
My
his
family is.
recent breakup?
chill.
I, 32 female, was married to Cam, 34 male, for 6 years and together for 16 years in total. And we also share a daughter, Mia, 4 female. A bit of background. I was a stay-at-home mum and he worked, but I noticed he was coming home late. He started getting angry a lot, always on his phone, and to mention I'd caught him looking at this girl's Instagram story before, but I didn't think anything of it. Shortly after that, I found out he was cheating on me with Sky, now 19 female. Yeah, fairly legal. When I found out, obviously I was hurt, but I was also completely disgusted that he was cheating and willing to ruin our family for her. I became a stay-at-home mum when my daughter was born, and we made an agreement that he was in charge of our money, and he would just give me his card to use if I needed anything to buy.
Girl. I
wasn't
don't like
making
where
any
this is
income
going.
except for the money I had before our daughter, which I kept in my bank account, and I saved it for emergencies. I felt stuck because I didn't know what to do, and for my daughter's sake, I didn't end up leaving.
Ugh,
I got
girl.
suspicious. I went to look
Nar.
for the girl through his followings on Facebook and Instagram. I ended up finding the girl's story. He was looking up Instagram. I just made an assumption that it might be her. I shot her a DM.
Be the same.
Long story short, she was rude as hell. She had no remorse and kept on telling me to bother my husband who cheated instead of bothering her.
I mean, yeah,
She was
why
aware
are
he
you
had a
bothering
wife
her
and
about
family,
it?
But didn't care, and even told me that he was paying her tuition. I ended up getting mad and telling her to stay away from my husband, but she just told me she
Girl.
would keep going,
Okay.
and it was fun. After that, I guess she told my husband. I think he realized that I wasn't leaving. He would literally leave his location on, even when he went to a college campus, which really pissed me off because I couldn't see how he was really
Girl,
ruining
why are
all
you
we had for
debasing
some
yourself
girl
by
who
staying in
isn't
this
even
relationship
serious
and
about
like,
it, and also not even
choose
fucking
me?
legal to
No,
drink yet.
no, like, why are
Our
you
daughter
even
Mia
doing
attends
this?
ballet, and they had a performance. This is what really was my breaking point, because our child should always come first. He was out all night long that Friday, and on Saturday was the recital, and
Girl.
obviously he needed to be there for Mia's first
He doesn't
recital.
care about you. He
I
doesn't
gave
care
him
about your
until 11
kid.
PM. Then I finally called him.
Leave.
And guess who picked up the
Oh my
phone?
god.
Sky. She told me that he was busy and then hung up. And then that was
Why
my
are you
breaking
expecting
point.
anything
I quickly
differently?
packed some of
He's
mine and
shown
Mia's
you
stuff
that he
up,
doesn't give a
and I woke
shit.
her up so we could go to my
And why
mum's
are you
house,
expecting
who
the
didn't live far.
19-year-old that your
So we
husband
ended
is
up
fucking to
crashing
give
the
a
night
shit?
there.
And also,
I
why are
didn't
you
want him
putting
to come
any of
back
the
home to us,
responsibility on the
nor did I want to
19-year-old
see
either?
when I
That's
woke
weird
up.
as hell of you.
That was a year ago. Now, we're
Like, your
divorced,
husband's
and I have
already
full custody
fucking a
of Mia.
child. You don't need to
Well,
be
he has
fighting with
visitation
one on
rights.
top of it. Like,
Got a
that's very
job,
weird of
saved
both
up,
of you.
And now in an apartment. And while it's not the best, it's good for me and Mia for the time being.
Like, how about you just
Anyways,
get out of that
after the
fucking
divorce,
situation?
They ended up getting
Like,
together
oh
for
my
a
god.
couple of months. While they were together, he was visiting Mia, but not as often. I'd say like twice a month. To nobody's surprise, she ended up leaving him after a couple of months, but this is where I may be the arsehole. Ever since they've broken up, he's been depressed.
Aw.
He drinks a lot. He
Who
doesn't
gives
eat
a
much.
shit?
He's always sulking on the couch and just not himself. He comes over more often to see Mia, which is why I know this. And I feel away. He's all depressed because she left, but didn't have this energy when we
my God,
divorced
who gives a
after
fuck?
being together for 16 years.
Dude.
When we divorced, he didn't seem to care at all.
Yeah, he
He was
didn't.
just nonchalant about
He
it
didn't
and
care.
kept messing around with
He
Sky.
doesn't care about
But
you.
now that this
What's not
girl
clicking?
you were barely with
What's
left
not
you,
fucking clicking,
you're
bitch?
depressed. I know he's going through it, but I can't help feel a certain way about this. I'm
Man.
the arsehole for being upset that my ex-husband didn't take our divorce the way he took his recent breakup. This was
Bitch.
in my notes first, as I was debating to post it here. Or not, since
Bitch.
my friend recommended it.
Please.
My first time ever posting.
Bitch,
or even
please
on
be
Reddit.
serious.
I just needed somewhere to vent and advice. The top commenter said to Opie
Therapy
on this
is my
one,
advice.
Get him off your effing couch. Don't let him in your house. If he wants to spend time with your daughter, he can organize
Like,
himself.
ma'am.
Don't be a fool and get back with him. He's a
You're a
loser, and you'll
dumbass.
be
This
an
is why
even
he doesn't
bigger
give a
loser.
fuck about you, is because
Get
you're
on
an
with your own
actual
life.
fucking
Make things better
dumbass.
for your daughter. Then policy replies that saying seriously, let him take your kid elsewhere. Glow up and make sure he sees you do it. That you're too busy for him. Accept that his behavior is not only him realizing what a loser he
Like,
is.
why do you
and what he
care
lost,
all about
but that
anything
he never
he's
respected you
doing?
in the first place. And you know, he's
Oh my
probably
God, he
not just sad
sucks.
about losing his current girlfriend. He's probably reflecting on everything he's done recently. He's lost his wife. You know, he's got limited visitation with his child, which it doesn't sound like he's making much of an effort for anyway. He's going to be a big loser in that department at some stage when his kid doesn't want to see him no more. But in the end, these are all consequences of his own actions. And the best thing that you can do is that we say a lot of times on this channel is living your own life. The best revenge is living your own life. But another commenter says, well, yeah, when he was having the affair, he had the attention of 2 women. And then when you left, he had the shiny new girlfriend to fool around with. Now she's predictably gone. He's realizing what you realized some time ago. That he's ruined a 16-year-old relationship chasing after some 19-year-old who was never really interested in him in the first place. I would say you're not the asshole though.
Bro.
He upended you in your daughter's life to selfishly chase someone almost half his age.
You're not
Makes
the
me
asshole,
upset
but you
about
are a
it.
dumbass.
Only now the chicken would come home to roost. I'd be angry and
'Cause what the
frustrated
fuck were
too,
you
but
expecting? Oh my
ultimately,
God.
Not your monkey, not your circus. Work through it the best you can. Establish some boundaries and don't let him drag you down with him. Three Little Pixie says you're the asshole for giving any fucks to someone who did not and does not value you or his daughter. He's trash
commented
and he's
this.
upset because of the rejection. His ego is hurt and he may have confused lust for love. Love that for him, but you deserve peace in your mind and a love that honors you. Not some loser who's lost over a 19-year-old. And one more comment from Strange Pure who says not the arsehole. When you left him, he was happy because he had his girlfriend and now no longer had to worry about anyone finding out about the affair. And most probably considered himself a Casanova for getting a much younger woman. Now that she's
Probably.
dumped him,
Ew.
who's probably told him she was only with him for a laugh and some money. He's had his ego checked and realized he's fucked his life and it was all for nothing. He'll also
Yep.
realize that the truth will come out, and when his ween is old enough, she'll know it was his fault as she grew up with him barely in her life. And he'll be judged accordingly by her for his actions and his complete and total disrespectful attitude towards you. This is all his fault. There's nobody but himself to blame. I don't feel guilty on calling him on his
Like,
attitude
why does
because
she
he deserves no
care?
sympathy whatsoever. So at some point later, OP does come in with her update, and they said, I'm so overwhelmed right now. I didn't expect this to escalate so quickly, but it did. Firstly, I want to thank everybody who gave me advice. I really appreciate it all. I'm sorry if I took too long to reply to comments. I had a busy morning, especially with a 4-year-old who attends preschool and also hates getting up in the morning. A bit of background about their relationship, at least the stuff I know. The divorce happened last year, so at the time Sky
I
was
feared
18.
it doesn't matter,
I clarified
Queen.
this in the comments, but I'm going to say it again. Cam was the one who offered Sky to pay her tuition.
It
And
doesn't
I think he did that to keep her
matter.
around. After I found out about the divorce, he would come home angry. He would call her names and was mad because she was seeing other guys in college and posting herself going to parties. I don't know how
Who
long
gives
their
a
affair
shit?
was. All I know is how they met.
Bitch!
At least this is what he told me. Cam told me that
Why are you
they met
having
at a club and he
conversations
thought
with him?
Sky was older,
Why do you know
but
any of this?
then she
Why do
later
you
told
fucking
him
care?
it was a
Oh
fake
my god,
ID.
woman.
Now, I don't believe
Get it
he thought
together.
that one bit. Sky screams teenager. I could tell by just one peek at her Instagram.
Who fucking
She looks
cares?
super young.
Oh
She
my god!
dresses like a teenager. She has braces with a very youthful face.
Who
she
gives a
types
shit?
and acts just like her age. Cam has visitation rights and he comes over to see Mia, which
Ma'am.
I'm going to make arrangements to change that. When he comes over, you could just feel the negative energy coming in with him, by his attitude and the way he looks. While Mia is occupied, that's when he vents to me about Sky, which I don't know why the hell he does. I would
Why are you
admit I'm
talking
stupid
at all?
as I don't say anything. I just let him talk. I pretty much ignore him when he's
Yeah,
here.
but like,
he
she's
doesn't
living with
exist,
him
or he would just
still.
vent randomly. But let me tell you guys what happened, and I'm literally so pissed. My baby gets out of preschool at 2:30. Usually my mum would pick her up, but I got to leave early. And her ballet practice is at 4 p.m. Well, during the ballet practice, you could either leave your kid there or you could stay in the practice with them. One of my closest girlfriend's daughter also attends a class, and I needed to get groceries for our meals. So with her permission, I left out for a bit. My guess is that Cam gave Sky my number because I genuinely don't see how she could get it. Anyways, long story short, she has read it and she came across my post and was pissed about it. Guys, no joke. This little girl and her friends was spamming my phone with calls. She would call me and say
Just
horrible
block
things, and the
them.
next I would get another call from somebody else who would say other stuff. This happened about 7 times. The 2 first times, admittedly, I went back and forth, but as it kept going, I finally got the hint that they were playing with my phone. So I allegedly started recording and just let
Are
them
you
yell
dumb?
and insult.
I had finally
knew they
got the
were all
hint there,
together
playing with
because
my
when Sky
phone. Like,
called first,
oh wow,
I could
you
hear
did,
other
you
girls
got it.
giggling or
It
saying
clicked for
slick
you?
shit in the background. I
Holy
allegedly
shit.
didn't get the whole thing on recording because it came out of the blue, so I only got the last few. If I was to file a harassment report about this, would it be valid or not? I blocked them and threatened to call the cops the last time, and they stopped, but seriously, this is childish as fuck.
Yeah, it's because
Edits
they're
forgot to
children
mention that
and
this is a
you're
real name.
conversing with them for
Just
some
close
fucking
to all
reason.
of our names,
You're
and
like doing a
all of
little
our correct
pick me,
ages,
choose
so
me
I
back
think
and
that's how
forth
she
with the
figured it was
fucking
me.
19-year-old
And the
over your
majority of the
dumbass weird
comments after
husband.
This one was basically saying definitely file for harassment
Like,
against her in this situation.
girl.
But what would you do if you was OP? Let us know your thoughts
I would
down
ignore
in
it,
the comments
personally.
below. Now, just
What?
a huge thank you for being here today, getting involved in the stories, your love, your support,
Like, girl,
your time.
what?
It always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. It's absolutely amazing. And I'll see you in the next one.
Gino.
Take care and much love.
Ah! The video's already over. No. It's because it's almost time for stream to be over. I'll just leave that off for now while we finish here. I want it to be like a little bit out of the bounds of the line, but not too much. Yeah, that's good. I'm trying to decide if I want the eyes to be just fully white or not. Okay, well, that's not. Yeah, fully white looks better. Okay. Nice. Nice. We have Usana. Is it? Should I make the lines darker? I feel like I should, because they're like not showing up quite enough for me. gonna do it. I just think it looks better with the lines popping out more. Yeah. Alright, well, we didn't get to work on any of the series today, but we got a lot of merch done, so that's okay. And then we'll probably work some on that next month, hopefully. Yeah, this looks better. Yes. There. Cool. Yes. She's looking cute. Yes, yes, yes. What? I'm not gonna have, oh, but actually, hold on. I do have, let me pull it back up. I don't have the Munchie, obviously the Munchie merch that like I was working on isn't done and ready to be completed. However, I do have, okay, hold on, I gotta upload. Okay, I do have this. Which it does have a Munchie on it, okay? It's not just Munchie, but Munchie is... My fiance is letting me know he has hit 1,000 episodes of One Piece, just so everyone can congratulate him. He has hit episode 1,000 of One Piece. Anyway. Good job. But we have a Munchie on here. Yes. Yes. So we can make a little, I think I want to put it on the back though. So we can get like a big, we can have it on the back and then on the front. If I scroll down far enough and I can find it. All of my other merch assets here. Ooh, we got there. Okay. Fuck. My logo on the front. Yeah. Yeah. The butts. There's all the different things. I have big challenges on a pink shirt, not a tank top though. Okay, that's that. We need to add some colors here. What looks best? Okay, navy will look good. Grape for sure. The berry and the blue and then the blue and the blue and the purple and the pink and the pink and the pink and the blue and the white and the gray. Dang it, okay. Okay, navy looks good. True navy looks good. Grape is good. Berry is good. Mystic blue is good. Flow blue is good. Watermelon is good. Gray is good. Violet is good. Cranberry is good. Washed denim is good. Blossom is good. And white is good. Cool. Alright. Let me put this in a slightly better order here. Every time. Yeah. Okay, let's check the preview. I'm using fourth wall, and it is great. I love using fourth wall. I'll probably do a few variations of this offline, just in case you want like it as a tiny thing or something. I'll probably do a version of this design tiny, and then on the sleeve with the logo, in case people don't want a back of the t-shirt design. But we have this, and let me make a sticker really fast. Nice. Okay. Cool. Yes. Yeah, fourth wall is honestly great. What should I name this? Bop Squad? Bop Squad. Or should I name it, should it be Nugget Squad? What should I... Bop's Archive? Why Archive? Oh. Right. Maltese archive. If it was just the bops, I would just name it Havanese Archive. That's right. Honestly, it's pretty easy. I just make the assets in Procreate, export them as a PNG, download them onto my computer, load it up onto here, and then you can fucking go to town, honestly. And if you want, you can like make these in different layers, so you can really get super creative with this. I'm not really doing that all that much. You can do a lot with this. So it needs to be, whatever I title this will also probably be the name of the collection for this design. Goodbye, sir. Oh, I transfer them through Dropbox. That's my favorite way of transferring files. If I'm transferring between my phone and my iPad, I just do like AirDrop, because that's the easiest. Or like my laptop, I just AirDrop stuff. AirDrop is fantastic. Love AirDrop. Can't do that to my PC, unfortunately. So yeah, I just use Dropbox. I have a folder in Dropbox that's just like I dump all of my like bullshit files into just for transferring. It's great. It's because I use Dropbox for so many other things for work that it's like I have to. Yeah. Oh, my fans are my step bros, so, or simps, depending. Don't worry, I'll be gone. I'll be gone by then. Peace, sorry guys. I'm gonna do baby nuggets. Baby nuggets. Baby nuggets. No, but it is funny anytime. I used to have a fucking troll shirt that literally was it just said white. It just says white on it. And it's a black shirt in like white text. It just says white. So funny. I think I had something else on the back of it, but good shit right there. Make people double take. So funny. Okay, this is looking good though. Baby nuggets. Can I make it? Is it? Yeah, that works. I like making it always be at 99 cents. No, I don't want you. Okay, we'll make another one. We'll make stickers. Sticker. See how this works here. If it'll be one sticker or cut up. We will find out. It's one sticker. Okay, cool. That looks not great. Okay. That will not work. I have to manually draw out a sticker line. Here, let me show you really fast me doing this. This is how I'm gonna do the sticker outline. It's my favorite trick. I'm gonna make it kind of a big area though. Just kind of do this until it blends together a little. That's good. Then we'll just fill in the rest of this. And then do this. And then we've got that. And I'm gonna do, let me hide this so I can import a photo really fast. I'm gonna have a background on this.
Get it, Munchie. Munchie. Munchie foods.
Okay, where'd you go, bitch? There you are. Okay. Insert, and then there we go. Okay. Anyway. So I got this. Okay, and then a clipping mask. And then I can kind of move it around a little so it's looking good. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and now we have a sticker. Yeah. Fire alarm. Okay, now let me switch back. I have to hide everything so I can export. Okay, and then let me get this. And download. Okay, and then import. Okay, and now we're back. Okay, let me get rid of that. Okay, there, much better. Now it's not all weird. Hello! You're catching me right at the end here. Okay, yeah, that's looking like a better cut line. Cool. Nice. Sticker. Ah, yes. Cool. Nice. Let's... I think the sizes should be fine. Not this. We don't want that size. There we go. Oof, that was close. Okay. Should all be the same. Cool. Every once in a while it glitches, so we're good. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. All right, nice. Cool. Very good. We've done it. Woo. Okay. Whoa, $8. The fuck? I feel like I normally have them be $6.99. Or I think the other one is $6.99. Yeah. No. Publish. Yeah, you get to see the profit margin. Exactly. It's not huge, but it's good. Okay. Nice. Let's see. I don't have, these are all the collections I've got. Can make a new collection for baby nuggets. Wait. For baby nuggets. And we can add the baby nuggets. Save. Public. And then we'll change the URL to just baby nuggets. No dash. Okay, we've got baby nuggets. I don't know what to call the other collection that we made. I think because it's just like text mostly. So I don't know what to call it. Yeah, orgy starts at 3 people. No. It starts after 3 people. So 4. Yeah. Because 3 people is just a threesome. You have to get more than that for an orgy. When I think orgy, I'm thinking 6+ personally, but yeah. If it's 3 people and the 4th is a cuck watching, I feel like then that's just a threesome with a cuck. Nice. Good job. Good job. What do we call it? It's just the text in the little, like, flower border. Nice! Let's go! Oh. They're mostly just, like, kind of funny or, like, little They're all just like different little text. um, I was kind of thinking like just gay shit or something, but I can't literally name it that. Oh, man, I'm sleepy. No! Oh my god. No, the stream crashed. I'm sorry. I could just name it like boy stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna say boy stuff. Because it's just a bunch of dumb jokes mostly. So that works. Okay. That works. I have a lot of merch already up, by the way. Let's see. 3 products sold. Let's fucking go. Let's go. We got baps. But yeah, all of the big challenges merch. Here, let me just show you really fast. Just look at this at the site. This is the editing section of the site, but we have all of the collections here. Not all of them, but we have some collections here. I'll have to add more. We've got this featured collection. Got a lot of stuff here, okay? And yes, Jean, I was just about to say, I also recently made it so that if you order $100 worth of merch, you get free shipping. So, because I found out that was a thing I could do, and I got very excited. Because I love, when I'm shopping, I love free shipping personally. So, if I can give you guys free shipping, that is great. So, let's go. But yeah, you can literally have like a whole website and stuff. As you can see, like it's pretty cool. You can like you can, these are all the different sections you can add. Like you can make a full website off of this if you really want to. Like I already have a website, so I don't need to do that. But if you're also interested in making merch or whatever, for whatever reasons, definitely use Fourth Wall. It is the best merch site I have ever fucking used, and there's literally no comparison. It's crazy. Okay, let me swap back over to the YouTube setup. Now that we're done with that for today. But yeah. No, I'm not paying shipping. I am not paying shipping, no. No, it's a new feature they added recently where you can like add discounts. They also have like a whole thing where you can have like a membership section of the site. So like members only merch type of a situation. I'm not planning to do any of that, but like you can get crazy with it. Nice. Yeah, I do have a lot of Pride stickers. I have all the Pride stickers up. I don't have all of the everything else I'll be making for the Pride collection up yet. I am gonna try to get more up before Pride month, but yeah. Yeah, that's another thing I have. I have a lot of different merch I will be adding. I have a lot that I have like half completed, and I just need to fucking get on working. So definitely you'll be getting spammed with merch next month. I'll probably be able to like complete and get stuff posted a lot more next month. So definitely keep your eye open for that. I'll try to like promote my merch better in the future. I'm really bad at it, so yeah, I'll try to add it to my YouTube videos or something. As far as YouTube videos go, I have the vlog from SoccerCon that I have filmed. It's not edited yet, but I have that filmed at least. I'm gonna have that edited next month, along with the part 2 for the sex work advice series. That will be edited and posted next month, as well as I'm like way overdue for my 2-year transition video, but I'm gonna film and post that next month. So I'm gonna be posting more stuff on YouTube next month because I'm gonna have time to finish some stuff. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. What else? I know, I'm so bad at like plugging my merch. I'm bad at plugging my fucking porn. I'm bad at plugging everything. I'm bad at plugging my streams. I'm getting better at it, sort of. I'm just so bad at it though. Bad at doing the butt plug exactly. God damn it. Anyway, so tomorrow, speaking of plugging shit, tomorrow I am doing the, you know what, before I forget, let me just retweet, well, not retweet, but repost on Fansly while I'm here with you guys, and I'm not gonna forget. I'm gonna just repost my promotion for the private stream. So if anyone is still needing to get a ticket, the private stream will be happening soon. Okay, private stream is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. If you don't have a ticket yet, you can tip for one on this post, or you can tip during the stream tomorrow. Just make sure to tell me your tipping for a ticket. I can't wait to see you then. Let me add a photo from my vault so that people give me money. Okay. So yeah, private stream is tomorrow. It is at 10 a.m. my time, Pacific time. So if you don't have a ticket yet, go on Fansly and get a ticket. We're gonna be streaming all fucking day. It's gonna be like a whole thing. We're gonna be filming a video, a photo set. You guys are coming up with a cosplay for me, or outfit. It doesn't have to be a cosplay. It can just be an outfit as well. Whatever you guys fucking want. And yeah, should be fun. Just make sure that posted well. Cool. Awesome. Posted. Yeah, it's gonna be an early start tomorrow just because we have to get on the like brainstorming part of it early in the day. So yeah, we gotta start early. It should be fun though. I'm excited. I don't know what you guys are gonna come up with. It's always fun to see what you guys come up with. So with that being said, because it's an early start, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here and go fuck off for the rest of the night. So I will see you tomorrow, okay? All right, enjoy the outro, and yeah, I will see you. I don't know when the next YouTube stream will be. Just check Twitter for updates. Next month is gonna be weird as far as schedule goes. There's not gonna be like a set schedule, so I'm gonna be streaming ad hoc. So just keep your eyes open. Probably more art streams and stuff like this next month. So, all right. Bye. See you guys tomorrow morning.